Yo, hello.
Yo, hello?
Yo, what's up? Yeah, just don't queue. We're gonna be talking briefly before we start.
Yeah, no worries.
What's that? Okay. So go ahead and share your screen. I'll get right into it.
Can you see it?
Second. Yep, just give me 1 second.
Sure.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, before we start, we're just gonna talk probably like 10, 20 minutes. I have no information about. Wait 1 second. About you. You're not a former student or anything like that. So, for the stream, for the VOD, just briefly tell me your current rank, peak rank, and then your role you play or agent.
Okay. Current Immortal 1,
Hmm.
peak Immortal 2, this act. And role, I play controller and Jet and Reina, but just Clove, basically, in rank.
So, Clove, Jet, Reina.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, that's that. So, the first question is gonna be how long have you been playing for?
Like 200 levels in game, something like that.
Try to talk to me in time, hours, no, sorry, not hours, years, months. Uh,
Uh, I mean, technically, I played for like 3 years, but not
okay,
like
yeah, on and
seriously.
off, 3 years on and off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How old are you?
22.
22. Okay. Um, the next question is going to be, try to be as specific as you can be. How much time do you put into Valorant? Daily or weekly or monthly? Just be as specific as you can be. Okay.
At the moment, like 3 hours, maybe 2, 3 hours.
A day.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's like 20 hours a week. Is that fair to say?
yeah, something like that.
Okay, 20 hours a week. Okay, the next question is going to be, and this one you have to be really specific. I want you to lay it all down. I don't want to hear 3 things. I want to hear 5, 8, 10 things. Okay, so the next question is going to be, in terms of Valorant, okay, um, what are you kind of having problems with? You're struggling with? You have difficulty? What kind of walls are you hitting? That type of information I'm trying to hear.
Well, I
And we'll
like
break them and we'll break them all down together. So we'll go one by one.
okay, I guess like well, I think to start, like I am at like my peak, or
Okay.
like I'm like peaking right now, so um like I'm at a good point if that makes sense. But I think like the main thing I'm realizing is like or like the first thing I guess is kind of like first bullet accuracy.
First bullet
Sometimes I suck
accuracy.
with that.
Okay, so you're whiffing
Yeah,
a
like
bit.
preempt, like shooting a little bit too early or too late, or that kind of thing.
Okay.
Sometimes my holds are a little bit like off, like crosshair placement on the hold is like too high or too low, and then sometimes I don't click fast enough on the hold.
Okay. Yep.
Uh,
What else?
so I get like a little bit lost sometimes, like
In what sense?
kind of like crosshair placement wise, like where I should be looking next, if that makes sense. In some situations, I just get a bit like overwhelmed depending on the situation, then I kind of just die for free.
Okay, so that's more like angle clearing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Generally knowing where people play and common angles, stuff like that. So
yeah, stuff
uh
like that. Yeah.
angle clearing. Sorry, I'm just writing this down. Like a little map knowledge involved there too. Common spots. Okay.
And then like visualization with that, I suppose, like visualizing the fight, kind of like goes into crosshair placement a little bit as well. But yeah, just like where they could be playing, and then kind of pre-aiming that in, depending on the situation, like the angle advantage, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, just like sometimes I
Visual.
don't get it right.
Okay. I'm a little confused with that one, but it's fine. So let's just keep going down the list. So far we have first bullet accuracy, first bullet inaccuracy. Second one is crosshair placement. Third one is pretty much angle clearing, map, no, a little map knowledge, meta knowledge, knowing where people like to play, where people usually play in your elos, stuff like that. Corners, spots, whatever you want to say. So it's more aim related. Let's keep continue. So what else?
Um, Sometimes I don't how do I say it? Like kind of like game knowledge, as in like sometimes I don't realize where like trips should be or where like darts are gonna be like
Okay,
thrown and that kind of thing, and
so
like kind of like ping.
that's utility usage. You don't really know like utility knowledge. Like, you kind of don't know where to put your
Yeah, like some
trips. You
yeah.
don't know where to put that
Or
type
like
of.
not mine, more like the enemy, like
Yeah,
some
but
like default
yeah,
setups or
still the same
yeah, yeah.
thing, right? You need to know where to put it, so that way when you play against it, you know where commonly it will be, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that to me at least that goes under utility knowledge, utility usage, that type of the whole utility part. So you struggle with identifying where the utility is gonna be. What'd you say about the Sova dart? Sorry.
Yeah, like common like server dart like lineups and that kind of thing, like where it's gonna land
Against you or using?
against me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Uh, yep. So okay. Silver dart. All right. Okay. What else? Tell you.
Uh,
Break it all down. This is the time. I'm not here to judge or anything. This is the time where you're gonna get the most. When you can be here, sitting here, and saying, "This is what's wrong with my game. This I need. This I struggle with. This is really bad." Boom, 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 boom. So we need to lay it all down right here. Okay. So I can take a
maybe
look and make sure it's not a problem, or if it is.
maybe like pre-aim, if that makes sense. Like
Okay, that's something I probably would not focus on too much. Give me something more like, I struggle with movement. I can't dead zone properly. I don't know how to peek and fight properly. My game sense sucks. I don't understand how people movement, how to get them to move. My leadership skills suck. I can't IGL. I don't know my concepts, like more fundamental stuff instead of maybe um
mm,
that type of stuff. Because
I think like
that's
my dead zoning is not bad.
okay.
um I'm trying to like think like fundamental.
Yeah, or
I mean,
conceptually too.
of course, like, oh, obviously, my fundamentals can improve definitely.
Right.
But like specifically, like struggles. I mean, I'm not like I
But
don't
this
get
is,
much shooting error.
yep. It's
Um,
important that why I'm kind of forcing you to do this is so that way, if you can't be critical and pinpoint exactly what's wrong with your game, then you're gonna struggle to improve, right? So that's why I'm trying to see if you can do like, be really critical at yourself. So you gotta really dig deep. A lot of people struggle with this. And so, um, because kind of what you're telling me right now is like, not so much the hard stuff. It's really easy to fix. It's not big to me, right? So, if you're saying like the move, like in terms of understanding pathing, situational awareness, game sense, like that's something
mm,
more I want you to think about. Do you
my
feel
pathing
like
is
you can
like
read enemies well in terms of movement? You know where they are, exactly what they're gonna do?
I think like there are times like of course where I like misjudge it, but again, like I don't think that's like a glaring issue of my gameplay, at least not personally.
Okay,
Um, like yeah, I think my pathing like is pretty good. It depends, like, of course, on the situation. Um, like I've had times where I path like shit, but I don't think it's like too bad either.
okay,
Um, I think maybe pathing could like yeah maybe pathing could take a look at that too. Yeah,
okay,
actually, like I
pathing.
think it's okay, but like not amazing.
Okay, yeah, so that's more, yeah. So pathing goes pretty much under like more efficiency and movement, micro
Yeah, yeah,
movement,
yeah.
right? So not macro. So yeah, okay. Continue.
Um,
We got time.
maybe like multi kill situations, if that makes sense. Like just being able to like transition from like one to the second, because sometimes I like get a little bit uh like shaky, or like I just whiff it, if that makes sense. Like one kill, I can get the second, but I just don't like play it
So
properly. Maybe like aim.
let's break that down. Why can't you get that third kill in your mind?
Because like
Is it a mechanical issue or is it
yeah,
a
like
game
mechanical,
sense issue?
mechanical,
So you're just
mechanical.
whiffing on them, okay?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
whiffing on the third.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean that's like, you know what I mean, like that's easy to fix, right? We just get our aim consistent and we polish it and aim train every day and range every day and DM 20 times a day to fix that. But I want more game sense stuff because right now you're telling me you have no problem with game sense, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe that because not because of you, but because a lot of students think that, and it's usually the biggest problem. Aim is the easiest mechanic out of the two, right? So try to break
Mm,
down your game sense. How's your knowledge, stuff like that, your role knowledge. Do you know all your concepts on attack?
I mean, like I guess more around like
So there's six basic
timings,
concepts. Okay, timings on what? Sorry, go ahead.
on like let's say like entry, like
Sure.
playing off like
That's what I want. So you're saying timings on entering. So you kind of have not problems, but it's your entering and scaling is weak. Is that fair to say?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go
Right.
with
So
that, yeah.
this is what I want. I don't want, aim, aim, aim. Okay, you can fix that easy. Aim is really secondary to everything else. Okay, we gotta think more. You know why? It's because you're immortal. Okay, if you weren't immortal, it's a different story. I'd be like, yep, okay, we can kind of talk about your mechanics, fighting mechanics, how to peak stuff, and we can focus on that. But this is not important as an immortal player, or if you want to be immortal 3, etc., Radiant Pro. Okay, we need to start thinking about the game sense. So, um, with that being said, yes. So continue. That's what I want, like that type of stuff.
Um,
So entering and scaling you struggle with because you are a duelist, right? That's really important. You need to understand the fundamentals of how to entry and scale, and I will teach that if you don't fully understand it. What else?
maybe like trading, I suppose.
Trading?
Like
Sure. Yep, that's good. Okay. Is it slow? Are you never trading?
uh yeah, sometimes I'm just not in like don't put myself in a position to trade.
Okay.
I suppose like that's like number one on Clove.
Yep. What about when you're a duelist?
Or to be traded, yeah. I mean I'll do a list, but I don't play too much duelist. I don't play too much.
Okay. So
But
Clove
yeah.
is your main thing.
Yeah, like
Okay.
main, yeah.
Okay. So then we can talk more about that because because when you say Jet, Reyna, Clove, it's like okay, it seems like you play more duelists, but so then how is your smokes timings and placements?
I think pretty off the top pretty good. Um yeah, I feel like when I'm they're down. Maybe if I'm like sometimes I find myself in a fight and I can't like smoke. If that makes sense, because they're gonna execute. But like sometimes I'm in a fight. Um, like if we're doing like a split, let's say.
Yep,
Um, sometimes yeah, maybe my timing on smokes sometimes can be a bit like bad. Uh,
yep.
yeah.
Placements are okay though, nice and snug.
I think I think so. I think
Okay.
decent.
When the team is entering, how are you as a smokes? Are you going in fur? Because when you say, "Oh wait, smokes are down when I'm fighting," when they're entering, to me that says that you are not focused on setting them up with the smokes. You're just doing whatever you want to do. Team's entering and the smokes aren't down, right? So, um,
Yeah,
like
like very round dependent.
sure,
It's like maybe like one out of like 15 times that happens, if that
okay,
makes sense. If
yep,
like
no
I'm
worries.
making like a solo play.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Um,
So smokes. Okay. I think that should be enough information for now. I'll take a look. The next question, quite im quite important as well. Try to be as specific as you can be, and I don't want a small goal. I don't want you to say the small goal being like, "Oh, I want to be Immortal 3." Okay, you're already there. You're literally there. Okay, I want to see the big dream in your eyes. So, in terms of Valorant, what are your goals? What is it you want from it?
I mean, probably Radiant is like number
Probably or
one.
you want it? because there's a big difference.
I mean, I do want Radiant, yeah.
Right. So then you gotta tell me I want to be Radiant, right? So Radiant, okay, that's a big goal. Okay, do you want to be pro?
Mm,
It's okay if you don't. I just ask because 90% of students say I want to be pro. I want to be pro. So, and it's a different journey. If you just say, oh, I want to be Radiant, play for fun, maybe a content creator, we can throw that whole mental journey, the mental stuff I have to teach you to become pro or the process of getting there type stuff. So,
mm,
it's important that you tell me that now because
yeah,
I'll.
I think like not immediately. Like if I hit Radiant, then
Okay.
maybe I would consider it. But I think like Radiant mindset and then like Pro mindset is probably a bit different. So
Sure, but still, you need to make that decision now.
yeah, I
You
think
don't make that
Radiant.
you don't make that decision when you're radiant. You make that decision before radiant. All those pros you see did not make that decision once they hit radiant. They 80-90% of them made that distinction when they started playing the game, usually, in my experience. So
It
that's
doesn't.
what
Yeah, it doesn't like reach out to me. So I
okay.
think like rank and then maybe like content or that kind of thing is definitely a bit more.
Sorry, say that again,
Would be
sorry.
more like rank and then like do like content or something like that would be cooler
Sure.
for me.
Okay. So that's that. Then we can throw that in the bag. If you want to be pro, you need to let me know so that I can prepare you for that journey, whether you're with me or not with me. Okay, so that's that. You want to be radiant? Great. I like it. Most people think that's a very generic answer. It is not, because you're committing to something that is not easy to get. One thing I'll help you though in this journey to being radiant is it's extremely hard. Extremely. It's not easy. Okay, even though you're close. Okay, I interviewed a European tier 2 former pro player. Now he's a full-time rating coach. He developed a coaching program called Melius Academy. Okay, I interviewed him last week, and even him, he was stuck at Immortal 3 400 RR for 2.5 years. Right, so it's not going to be really easy. You need to understand that you make it how you want to make it. A lot of people give up before then. So it's really up to you if you want to make it, is what I'm saying. You got to put in the work. You got to be consistent. You got to be disciplined. It's not motivation. You got to be doing things when you don't feel like doing it, like aim training twice a day, DMing 10 to 20 times a minimum. If you're not DMing 10 times a day minimum, very unlikely you're gonna get radiant. Okay, because you know why? Those guys are. Those guys are putting in extra work that nobody else is. So that's how you have to look at it. Um, and yeah, it's gonna be it's a rewarding journey, but definitely will be very challenging. You got to beat the odds. There's only 500 radiants per region. Think about that, and there's 5 million players plus total in the whole world, right? So
Yeah.
that's only 2K, around 2K players that can be radiant. So, right, so that should kind of get you riled up and um, start thinking about the right things as well. When I spoke to him, he also said that what separates um, tier 1 to tier 2 or tier 2 to radiant or radiant to immortal 3 or immortal 3 to immortal 1, what really separates, okay, those players is decision making, communication, okay? That's like the big thing, okay? So uh, that's just some tips from a former pro. So that's that. You can go ahead and queue how today will go. I'm trying to think. We'll probably only play 2 games or 1 game. We'll see how long the breakdown goes after the first game. If it's quite short, not too much, then probably do a second one. Just watch. Uh, if it's extremely long, we have a lot to work on. It's 2 hours in there or an hour and a half in there after the game. Probably won't be doing a second game, but that's how it'll go. We'll be talking in between rounds. Usually in the first session, I don't talk to them and I watch them play. I write notes so I can get a real assessment of them. But since you're immortal, you're not a terrible player. I usually do that with like diamond below, ascendant below. Immortal players, I tend to help them more adjust in real time. So in between rounds, we'll be talking. I'll ask you what you do wrong. You'll ask me, hey, what do you think about this? We'll bounce ideas off each other, stuff like that. And
Oh, this is
then,
a good map. This is my worst map.
okay, all good.
So that's good.
One thing I would tell you, and I told a lot of students, is you should never feel like that. You should never ever feel like, oh, this is my worst map, this is my best map. Any map, any site, you should know what to do, how to play it, stuff like that. So, um, that's just something there. If you really want to be good at this game, that's how you have to look at it. Because if you always go, oh, this is my worst map, I suck on this map, you're always gonna play bad on that map. So you need to get this mental side, with playing Valorant too. It's not just fundamentals and mechanics. This Valorant is 90% mental. So, um, that's just some food for thought there for you.
Mhm.
Also, your audio is not on. I'm not sure if you know that.
Oh, I think it's just really loud because
Okay,
I turned it down.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh.
Oh, all good. Unlucky. Those. Okay, we got a chamber gecko.
Wow, very similar comps. Wow, I was not expecting that. I thought they would go like
Yep, it's just
some
the
breach shit.
it's just the
It's lucky.
Reyna, right? Reyna and the neon swap.
Yeah, just
Oh,
the
sorry, the no, the rays.
raise. That's lucky because our comp is terrible.
Let's fight, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got it.
Would you like this smoke here or this one out?
Uh,
First do this one.
yeah.
The first one, second one first.
The
Oh, the
The-
out
the-
one.
the
Okay, okay,
shallow
yeah,
one.
okay, yeah, okay. I'll try break the flash. You
Alright.
guys fight. Don't worry about the flash.
Ain't none, boss.
I'll keep my stun in
You
case someone crosses
might
over.
TP.
Catch C, bro.
Yeah, go door. It's coming
Yeah,
to see Gecko.
Drop in a smoke.
I'll flash for retake.
Out C.
They're in planting.
You can flash if you guys wanna go. Wait for race, and then we flash
Yep.
out. On front side.
Ready?
Alright, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll fuck up the flash. Front side,
Oh
too.
my god, I missed
I'm
my
stunned. I'm
stun.
stunned. Oh, it's you.
One HP low, one HP low. I probably healed.
Nice try.
Nice. I think he was
Ben,
mid.
Ben.
One HP, 1 HP, 90.
Not sure. So what could we have done a
God, I
little
missed
bit
my
better there when
good.
your teammate had a 1v1? Super simple. What did you have at your disposal as a clove?
Fight again, fight again. I think we can win it.
Think about it really hard. 1v1 for your teammate.
Just do the same
It's a
smoke. If anyone
post-plant
comes to
scenario.
smoke, I can just
You
ult
have
and probably
what?
get a free kill.
Do you know?
Did I have smoke
You
on
did
the
have
execute?
smoke.
Oh,
Not on
yeah,
the
but one game.
execute, but in that clutch. You could have smoked the bomb for him, no? And then he could have
Yeah,
played
yeah.
in that smoke.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? That's what I
Yeah.
mean. So, gotta
Right.
be aware of that. Tell him as well, bro, I can smoke for you. And then he wouldn't have made that play.
Rob.
Robo.
3v2, both there.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Spike down
80.
A.
Nice. Good. Good round. Very good shots.
Thank you.
Let's
This is just the beginning.
Smoke was good. It's very standard smoke.
Does anyone have an Atlas gun?
No, sorry.
Nah, that shit not need that point, bro. That shit not need that point. Bro, my mood is so broken, bro.
No, sorry, bro.
No, my mood was already so broken.
Don't fight too hard. Don't fight too hard.
Yeah,
No peeking.
See.
I'm running.
I see.
Shot.
Nice shot, Chamber.
I'll flash when they
Drop in
come
a
out.
smoke.
Got it with it.
Chamber 1 HP.
Door.
Open pin. I'm here, Chamber. Nice shot.
Two outside C. I think one's in this one.
I'm gonna check that.
Chamber 1 HP.
Spike
Both
down
B.
B. One enemy remaining.
Ah, I whiffed.
End of story.
Nice.
Nothing crazy in this round. They're just on eco.
Yeah.
I'll trade you, bro. Here, take this gun.
Does anyone have fun? No, that's fine, get it.
Let's fight A.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, why did I buy?
All good. They got you next.
Go.
I'll say my
go.
stunning. If there's anyone
Smoking
crossing,
out.
I'm walling and stunning.
Gotta go. Drop in a smoke.
Go, leave.
3, 4. C.
Ah, brother.
No peeking.
Are they out?
Smoking.
Coming out, I think. Out.
Enemy C.
Not ready yet.
Reloading.
Oh.
Unlucky. I actually
That
think
should
that
be
you
fine.
should have went water there instead of spawn.
I thought so too.
It's probably the better pathing in my opinion because
I think so. I just don't like the fights that much, but I think there it's much better to go because I'm too late.
it's not about the fights. It's about the control you get.
Mm.
You understand? Like
That's a good point.
when,
I
when you
also
go
think so.
when you go to spawn, it's kind of like it's
I
not the
just got,
best
like,
because it's
3
so
standard
narrow,
stunnings.
right? It took you longer to
Yeah,
go
we
there,
should have someone
and then
from
when you
Chamber
come
C.
out, it's not as close to them. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I think going through water is much better there because Neon's there, and then you just play behind him, and then you let
Agree,
Chamber
I
hold spawn.
agree.
You let Chamber hold spawn. Obviously, if Chamber die, you guys are both water and Chamber dies. Like, there's not really much you can do there, right? But
I'll stay,
um,
and then we can just.
I agree. I do.
generally,
Yeah,
the
let's just
attacking
play
team
with
tends
this.
to
Go
kind
ahead,
of
Flo.
push water more, so you can even maybe kill a lot of people there too.
I'm not fighting by that.
No peeking.
Let's see.
Go.
Just mulling them and we could.
Drop in a smoke.
They're out. Flash. One side.
I'm picking
40 neon.
80.
Backside.
Oh my bad.
Neon 1
Nice
HP.
try.
I don't think
Just
they
try-
would like push them.
I'm just trying to think. I think there was a little crosshair placement because like you're pre-aim swinging, like you're
Yeah.
like you need to not pre-aim there because you just have to hold the corner, like swing
side.
holding the corner instead of pre-aim, because when you do that and he's on an off angle like he was, he's gonna see your shoulder first, right?
Yeah.
So you should just like either don't swing immediately, come out the smoke, hold the corner, and then start slicing the
And key,
pie.
bro.
But you went
Ah,
from
full stun,
the
man.
smoke pre-aiming out the smoke. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? So
Agree.
like you had no
Maybe
info
close,
at
you're
all.
close.
It's just like a pure gamble.
There's no
Oh,
peek,
he's gonna be
no.
behind this corner
Actually,
where
can
my
we walk out
crosshair
B
is,
with
but
three
he
people and just
wasn't. The
flank
chamber was on an off angle walking up, so nothing crazy.
I'll
Just like a
side
small
right
adjustment
there.
with the
Okay.
way you should be coming out smokes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna adjust now and play a bit more like middle.
Yeah,
So
I would
that
agree.
because they seem to be pushing C.
Yep, yep.
So I'll start with the smoke here though.
Sure.
No peeking.
Oh, it's actually A. I'm gonna play first sight.
Sorry.
Yeah,
They've gecko ults. Might be fast.
they're out, they're out.
Backside
Backside,
flash.
Come back.
No,
Yeah, sure.
I'm not gonna ult here. Oh shit.
Wait for close to that. Wait for close to that.
So after you killed the clove, what do you think?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's better or whatever, but what do you think you could have? What you think you could have done a little bit better,
Echo is 3.
or maybe
Um,
like
I
tidied
think
up.
I think but yeah,
Stairs,
my
stairs,
my
stairs.
problem there
that's
I
it.
think
Yeah.
was I made like a nice pick.
Distant.
Yep.
But
Correct.
then I like went for the
entry, there's entry.
gecko
Yep.
thing, but I
Yep.
don't need to destroy that because it's not gonna do anything.
I don't.
Instead, he's gonna like swing.
I don't even think that's the problem. To me, the problem was that you got traded. You died,
Mm.
right? And I'll ask you a question: who benefits for a 1-for-1 trade? The attackers or the defenders?
Attackers.
Right. So you know that, right? So was that a benefit for them or you?
Benefit for them.
Them, right? Exactly. Because you killed one, they kill you. What happens? They automatically know drop is clear. The space
Yeah.
is opened up. You understand? So what you should have done, what my point is, kill the clove, back up, play your life, wait
Yeah.
for your teammates. Your teammates weren't even there. You're just re-swinging, and obviously, like if you do make that play, it needs to be instant deletion, kill the gecko. But you're kind of like strafing a little bit. 1 second.
You want to play?
So I would have
Let's
just took the
play.
safer
Oh,
option.
no. Chambered as well.
I agree.
Okay.
That's all. Nothing crazy. It's just small details. But that's what matters in the
Yeah.
silo. It's
Yeah,
small
yeah.
Solo
details.
side.
They have gecko ult.
Check Niels.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Oh. Oh I'm out.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm ulted.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Okay, smokes are pretty good. Smokes were good. I think you could save alt here, to be honest, in a 4v2.
Yeah, I
because
thought that was a lot closer than
yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah. So
I was kind of spooked out because Chamber went AFK. So
sure, but still, like, I know most people will be like I think if you're like in a tournament or like a team setting scrim, go for it, right? Because we want to like guarantee, right? Even then, it's
Yeah.
really close. It's
I'm
really
gonna play
close,
band.
but you can like I would say you can go for it or save it, but I would lean towards saving it so we can have it this round, right? They're gonna clean it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
anyways. Bomb
No,
wasn't
no,
even
play
planted. They
backside,
got
bro.
the gecko
Play backside.
wingman down.
Drop in a smoke.
See
See.
again.
nice.
So just don't show until chamber TP's away.
Low key, I was thinking about A there.
I
but
stand. Neon.
No peeking.
I missed it.
Fucking hate this card.
Last
Neon
player
band.
standing.
Why it's not gonna push?
Surprise, motherfucker!
Jeez.
Spike planted.
Oh, he's actually coming that corner.
Did you whiff chamber?
Okay, all good.
Chamber with.
I thought he would. I thought he was going back.
Blue ball.
but-
This way.
Yo, Evan, thanks for the 6 months, bro.
Shit,
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. Can we fight C,
That's
bro?
the fam.
Can we just trap, like, let them do their flash, and I'll flash from here?
Do you
Can we
think
get one
like
more?
how do you feel about
it's
like
done.
my I kind of like
maybe
stayed
I-
around A
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
just like because they were like
Little guys,
4-man on C or
wing.
like one
Right,
like
right.
2B2C kind of thing.
right, yeah. I mean, I would play a little bit more up front,
Yeah.
maybe towards
Just
the
don't
clay
keep-
double box
just
on
wait
A
for-
main,
wait for their
where you
flash and
smoke
flash
usually
it.
when they come through, right?
Okay, never mind.
Play tree,
Yeah.
play backside. Stairs is good too, right here,
Can you do it now?
because it's too passive.
Never mind.
I had
Holy fuck.
3
And then
people,
also-
140, I think. They're
yeah,
like
just
3
play
of them
around.
are 4 HP.
See,
Drop
see.
in a smoke.
On God.
Can you
2 or
resmoke?
3 of them are 1
Yeah.
Drop in a smoke. Reloading.
Stay neon. I'm gonna go B.
fake there anyway.
Oh, it's kind of bad.
You can high low
Yes, I
there.
know.
Just stay, stay.
Oh, the trip's out.
Well, high low.
I never seen that.
I think Reyna 1 HP too.
The one B trip gone.
No
Nice.
peeking.
Just hold the smoke.
Yeah, be mid.
Enemy B.
He left. He was left.
Grenade.
The door's open, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
30 seconds left.
I'm out of here.
Happening.
I have no
We are,
smoke.
we are.
15 smoke.
One enemy remaining.
I'm out of here.
Flawless.
Nice.
Let's go.
Didn't really do anything.
Now that was a work of art.
I mean, that round was pretty nothing really crazy, right? You just had good smokes. Look, 3 block, 2 block, and you're just running around
Literally
playing
just-
a role. So
I think 3 of them.
nothing too
Like,
Pass
eventful in that
40
round.
or less. I got so many assists.
I think you can kind of take space more as well. Like I kind of noticed you tend to, in terms of movement, be really passive.
Go, go, go.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, but you're not gonna be able to get value down the line where you take space and flank and kill 3 people with their backs turned to you and stuff like that. So
Drop in a smoke.
Where we going B? Where we going B?
Okay. I have no smokes.
here, yeah,
We breakable. We break.
C is open as well. You should call it.
C's open.
Very close, close. There's still a lot to stay.
Yeah, the start's so breakable.
One
Nice.
enemy
Nice.
remaining.
Last one's there.
What?
Nice. Good.
That was their best. Huh. Alright.
So I'm, you know, EU NA different, right? So I'm kind of not used to the way, like I'm used to it, but like it's slightly different. Where like in NA, we'd put the Sentinel on C, and with the trip on B, or he just completely takes a trip C, and then we'd put the Clove mid in
Yeah.
3A every round. We fight
Yeah.
for A all the time on NA ranked, especially Immortal Plus. So it's slightly different from what I'm seeing usually.
It depends on the game. Like it
Yeah,
depends.
yeah.
Like some games, yeah. But
But in NA, it's default. That's how we play.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always 3
Yeah.
fight A every single round. There's no excuse. So it's, you know, I understand it's
And,
regionally
Early take
slightly different.
of my ult.
Nice.
So we won't go probably too crazy on that note.
Coming out now.
yeah.
Can we take a
Can we flood? Can we flood?
Yeah, we
Can we
can
go
go,
fast?
yeah. I'm ready.
We're in a molly.
We're Molly from City.
That's
Neon's on our
close.
left. Neon. On our left.
Yeah. Ready?
Oh, he sees you. He sees you.
Planted.
Nice.
Chamber. Gecko ulting from side.
Oh, it's a Bucky.
Meeting back.
Gecko bed.
Enemy remaining.
Bend.
Maybe main or under.
Satchel out.
Let's
Chase him.
go.
Chase him.
Loading.
Oh, he's not gonna.
Oh, nice shot.
Nice shot,
Thank you.
bro.
So good kills. Aim is really nice.
Nice.
Okay. One thing though, you know how like you kill the gecko and you start going down bend, right? Tap the bomb.
Yeah.
Right.
That little tap is gonna make that Clove panic, even though it's a 2v1, 3v1, whatever, right? He's gonna be like, oh fuck, like mentally he's gonna be like, oh fuck, the guy's on the bomb, and so
Yeah.
it's gonna kind of like make him more flustered, if you will.
Yeah.
And then
I
also,
got a little bit flustered as well. I picked up the
right,
Bucky.
right, yeah, it's all good, it's all good. Good shot, so
Yeah. No,
Aim-
you're right.
aim-
Though. The little tap there's nice.
yeah, just a little tap there, and it just gets him because. When you get in a habit of you doing that a lot, it'll come into play when you're in a 1v1 scenario, stuff like that. It's not even for that round, but future reference.
No peeking.
I think.
If a team comp has raise on NA, we fight it with no raise. Usually
Breakable,
takes the
broken.
inbound. Yep, I agree. He's EU Immortal,
Nice
so they
raise.
play
Oh, I
slightly
got one.
different. I
Comedy.
think his positioning is a little bit
Yeah.
passive.
What the
He's
hell?
always spawned backstairs. Like he never starts up
On the
here,
slide, okay, ready?
which I would like him to.
Oh my god, I was looking at
His aim is quite good.
Player
my
standing.
All good.
120 on Clove. Clove on HP.
I think even with that fight, like
Even a link.
there's not much to think about. He was just super ready for that.
Yeah.
I think you could have been patient on the swing.
Hmm.
Could be. I'm
He
not
was
saying
probably
you.
expecting
I'm
it,
not.
so.
I'm not saying you should have.
The chamber's up.
Yeah. Cause
One
like he
bullet.
doesn't know you're there, but he was just so ready. So you know what I mean, like, so. I think he's just a really, really good play, but
And
just
like
a
the
really good
Yeah,
kill
it was a
by the
good play
chamber.
from
Good
it. It was a good
outplay.
play
Yeah,
from
like he's
him,
just like
Yeah.
he's
yeah,
just
nice
like
half.
I don't know if that was a flick or something, cause
Yeah, it was a nice shot.
that's yeah, that's all it is. Nothing.
I
Really.
tried for a pre-aim, but I think I was a bit off. Yeah.
No, no, the way he swung was fine. It just he just instantly killed you,
Just try
which
C, I
is
guess.
a little sketchy to me,
It's
because he
just like
doesn't
the
know
little
you're
try,
there,
but
right?
whatever.
You didn't
Yeah.
make noise. I don't think you did.
No,
So
I don't think so. No.
yeah, it's like
Maybe
to
try
me
to
that's
rotate
like kind of
to
sketchy,
be
but
behind the
whatever.
wall,
Cause like they're on B,
and then we
right?
come
Like
back to you.
so it's
Maybe.
kind of like he knew, but
The chamber is playing interesting because he was also like standing there, like
Yeah.
randomly, but
I'll flash this.
we'll look past
no
if he's a
reason to,
cheater
yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
Because I know in
Just
EU
so
there's
we
a
can
lot of
tuck
cheaters
in
compared to
the
NA.
box.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
NA's like there's cheaters, but not as much as EU cheaters. Like I heard there's a lot of EU cheaters,
Yeah.
which is standard. More people.
Close.
One
Top
man.
floor.
TP'd.
TP, TP.
Alright, wait,
Okay.
wait.
Dropping
There's
smoke.
all.
My second smoke to the bad. Pillar.
Suicide.
30 on.
What the?
Close.
Nice. One bed.
Spike down. C.
Nice
Oh,
try.
104.
I think the crouch got you kind of stationary there.
Yeah.
Cause like you know how he's going left, right on your screen like crazy, and then you
Yeah.
you're literally in one spot. So just be
Same duck.
just
Yeah.
be stood up and just work on that dead zone, like micro dead zoning there, instead of the crouch.
Okay.
Or you can swing wide too, like mega wide, right?
I think he went a bit too fast there, Neon, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. That guy shouldn't have gone in like that by himself. Like he
Yeah,
should have waited
players.
a little bit,
We could try and walk up B.
but it's all good.
I have to
All
check.
good.
Can you take
Let's
spike,
just make
Gecko?
some noise on it. Yeah.
Spike drop.
Never
Stun.
mind. Fighting A heavy.
You don't give the bomb on A.
Yeah.
I'm smoking
Come on,
upper when we
Rebel.
enter. I'm ready. They're in rebel.
Breakable.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna smoke breakable. I think.
Okay, let's go.
Drop in a smoke.
My bad.
Let's go.
Push C, push.
Look there, wait down. Nice.
Maybe breakable. Breakable flashed.
What happened?
One C.
But chill, we have a flank. If you can stall for a little bit, we win. I don't think they're gonna stick.
I was quite passive there. What do you think about that?
Yep. So I'm writing a note. I kind of already know what I want to say after the game, but
Goodie.
I'll just briefly tell you. So I'll ask you a question. What happened in that round? Where were we
That's close,
going
guys.
first of all?
Okay.
B, right? I'll just help you.
B, yeah.
B, right? We're going B, right? What
Blind
happened?
down and shit.
Once the smoke went down B main, what happened? Try to replay the round a little bit.
Like the enemy smoke.
Yep. And then we did what? What we did what as a
Swung.
team? Right.
Oh,
The neon went in, Gecko went in, right? Raze went in.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
Play passive.
Yeah, you
back.
were sitting in a smoke
I
for
don't have a
10
wall, so
seconds.
I'm just gonna
Not that
jump
long.
up.
5-6 seconds.
Okay, I can
But
flash.
when they go in, you need to go in too to start trading or helping to clear angles, right?
Yeah.
But you kind of let them do it and you're like waiting around. So we'll break that down more
I'm
further.
stun. I'm stun. I mean, we can refight it, but I don't think so.
One push B, one push C.
Spotted B.
Wow, 120. It's a kill.
Neon's
Okay, so
Reyna,
I know it's only
Gecko,
3 rounds in,
we're A.
but this is still very crucial. You can
Just walk,
identify this.
just
So
walk B.
in these 3 rounds, how have we been playing as a team? Are we spread out, defaulting, or are we always together, 5-manning?
Probably together 5 manning.
Yes. And is that a problem?
Looks like it.
Yes. It's a problem if you guys are running it down and not committing, right? Because that's why we 5-man. It's the rush, right? But
Yeah.
what we're doing is 5-man, rotate off together, and what will
Just walk B.
happen when, the enemies can identify that?
Reyna A.
They'll take, like aggressive space and then catch us out.
Good. That's the answer I'm looking for. Like it just happened. What happened? They walked down B main. They walked down C.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we need to store this. I know it's only the first ref round, but what I'm saying is you need to store this for the future rounds to kind of label the enemies, guys, or like tell your teammates, guys, they're
Gecko A lane.
quite aggressive
Neon's
and they
push
like
A,
to
push
take
B,
space.
push A.
No? For now,
Yeah.
that's how we can label it. Obviously, it will change, but it's important that we store, track this information so we can come up with
Raindrop.
adjustments or solutions later down the line, if that makes
Who
sense, right?
Yeah.
So
Again,
next round, I would like you to maybe call a default, right? Slow the tempo down. They know you guys are playing fast, and so they eat up space quickly. Oh, nice
nice,
clutch.
bro. Let's
Very
go,
good
let's go.
clutch by him. Very expensive though, right? We lost 4 guns on our rifle, so. So,
Fuck A. Let's just go C.
I mean, we can default as well.
Okay, let's push this chamber back from C.
I mean, it kind of depends on what team wants to do.
it's sure, it's fine. It's
Just
fine.
leave it there, leave it.
Yeah, leave
Yeah,
it
he wants
there
to
and
leave it.
default.
Fake
Just
go
go.
back to A.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fake
So,
C.
what
so
happens.
perfect. So
Alright.
he's listening to you. So
Fingers on
you
my
go
phone.
hold A.
I want,
Just
I
sit
want
there. Chamber can hold B. They're gonna push. They're gonna make contact C.
They're fighting A, guys. 3 here at least.
Okay, and stay here. Stay here. Tell them to come back in about 10 seconds. I'd be like,
Let's
come
go
back.
back now.
Look,
You
he already
stay.
knows.
There
He
we
already
go,
knows.
yeah.
Never mind.
They could be Rebel.
Yep, 100%. Nice.
Nice kill.
Okay,
Nice.
start smoking
Maybe we
stairs.
can go back C, low key.
No peeking.
Make you not sure.
You want to go back C?
I would clear
I'll
rubble.
flash
I
A
would
when
clear
you see.
rubble. Just get out and clear rubble. He killed a breakable guy, so
He just TP'd
it's
away.
only gonna be rubble or sight.
Yeah, try to go C.
He's right.
Good. So now they're going back
Yeah,
C.
no,
Smoke
that's good.
stairs again and dip, or you can save it. It's fine too.
Dropping
But I would rather
I'm down to
smoke,
go. I'm down to
I'm
go
running.
back.
They know.
and then just re-clear mid on the way back. Easy peasy.
Planting for my.
One enemy
Go C,
remaining.
CT.
He's CT. He's trying to knife him.
But you see the difference there in that play? The guy was gonna run it down C, the get-go.
Yeah.
He's like, let's run it down C, and you said let's
Yeah.
default. And then it formulated into a beautiful plan where we ran a double fake. Maybe we didn't call that
Get
double
distracted.
fake pre-round, like guys, let's run a double fake, but it ended up turning into one because people bouncing off ideas off each other. The gecko's quite smart. He understands how the enemy are
Yes, I do.
moving, how they're seeing. He's putting himself in the enemy's shoes, right? So
I make
Yeah.
it
keep
from
that
my
calling
side.
up. I wouldn't
Let me
5-man. So
ult.
just be like, guys, you know,
Let me
or,
ult
or
first.
unless the call is rush, then you're
This
fine.
guy wants to go rush with
Okay,
Gecko.
then we go
Just
with
be
it.
careful
All
of
good.
careful of chamber ult here.
So
he's
here,
ulted, he's
here,
ulted.
tell them I'm gonna take the orb.
I'm
For
gonna
all.
jump. Ready? 3.
Oh no.
So take the orb and run in.
Oh, he's close to me with a bug. Shut it. Oh.
Take the orb, so you can get ult.
Calm back down.
And then you just start running in. Like a gangster.
You wanna go?
Yeah, depending on what they want to do.
And shotgunning and stuff.
No. We need to find a pick like in beer.
Yeah.
I'll stay C. I'll stay C.
Yep.
Because they might.
They're definitely pushed up here.
I'm gonna get to them.
I can fly. Close left.
Yeah, we go back C here, right? With our ult.
Maybe
go
it's
C,
like
go
you're
C, go C.
running it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you're
And
running it.
and here, tell them I'm gonna run in, guys. I'm going in first. I'm gonna entry.
Nah,
So
bro, you
you need to
can't.
go. You need to run in.
Alright, I'm gonna go. I have ult, okay?
I can ult.
Yeah, just Gecko ult close to change.
Alright, let me go first with it.
Yep,
I'm
perfect.
smoking.
Good.
Gecko's left.
Start running in. Be aggressive. Doesn't matter if you die.
TP.
TP belt. I'm stunning.
Pen. I try.
Fine.
Ult. All good. About to trade.
TP 3.
Start running it down.
I don't wanna give him a gun.
Sure.
Nice.
So also communicate when your smokes are up. Smoke at 10, guys.
Smoke 10, guys.
So that way they kind of have an idea of okay when it's gonna be up, right? And it'll really help them mentally. So here you need to smoke something else. Water or spawn.
I'm gonna smoke behind you, but water. It's water. Oh, nice.
One
Okay.
enemy remaining.
He's water, he's water. It's out.
Left side.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
No, he got
No
it.
way, bro.
Wait, how is that not a kill? Crazy. All good, all good.
120.
Yeah, that's insane.
Low-key, our rushes are trash. Let's go, like, default again.
Yeah, you can even run fakes, right?
Yeah. See, I'll see if they're fighting A. You guys like play 3C again. And we play off the information. If it's like 3 or 4 A, speed up on C. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, 2 A at least.
Ding. Chambers ding.
Mm. They broke breakable.
Can we
Can
fix
just
C?
base side? Like just slowly peek.
Walk?
You don't have to walk out, but
Bend, I think.
I can't smoke for you guys. I'm too far. Unless you want to
Yeah,
fake.
we don't go here.
Okay.
Oh,
they don't have any info.
I
Can we
think they
try
should
slowly
take
move
C, to be honest. I mean, we killed the Sentinel, but yeah, not sure why I would lead there.
Oh,
Not
my.
sure.
That's a bit early, but I mean,
Yeah,
one's making
I'm
this
gonna be
close.
honest. The play there is to go C. Once they kill the chamber, they should have been going. So maybe you could have influenced that in some way if you were aware by saying, "Guys, go, go," because I saw the chamber look in sight and he TP'd out. Right, like
Yeah.
there was nothing there. He would have died if there was something there. But so
Yeah.
Evan.
Nice.
I got a trade, so hopefully we can win this round. This is a big round to win.
One main for
Ugh.
Drops main.
This neon
Drop.
did not clear anything, which is kind of
Uh,
crazy, but okay, all good. So I'm gonna be honest, the plans are so bad. Like
yeah, I know.
you're on A by yourself. 4 of them walked up C, got a
I just
trade,
still
and then
fighting.
did
Yeah, I know they
nothing. Like,
killed the
Fight
chamber and
seasons.
they're not
yeah,
in. Oh, wait, what did you say? Sorry.
Are they still fighting on A?
Yes, yes. Neon stun. Smoke, obviously. It's like 2 or 3 minimum.
I
Can we
think
just refight? Can we just wait for the U2 and
I'm
refight?
gonna be
Yes,
on.
yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I think C
Yeah.
is super
Okay,
weak.
go. Just refight with us.
I'll give him a chance at the shot call.
Sure.
Don't show, don't show. I'll take smoke.
I'll shoot the flash frame. That's it. If I find it, I don't know where they.
Could go close smoke as well.
There's no flash.
Nice.
I'm stunned, I'm stunned.
Good.
Wait, let's refight this. Come.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
I'm
go.
holding my
let's go,
smoke. I'm smoking
Go.
close.
Wait, we just wait a little bit. Okay. Can we go in 5, 4,
No, do it.
80, 80 again. What do you think?
Close left.
Stuck there.
Nice. We gotta take this.
Chamber
quickly.
is C, Clove is normally.
No peeking.
Planting from.
Whoa, plants? Okay.
One enemy
Nice.
remaining.
Good kill. Last one C player. It's gonna come late.
Enemy remaining.
He's ulted.
Call it. Call it.
Nice. Good job.
Right. So, who knew Clove's drop? You, right? You killed him.
Me.
Right. So,
Don't get a reset button.
especially when there's one last person alive and you have that information, you call it, right? When you kill the Clove, I'm like, last one C. That's how I'd communicate to you if I was on your team. Like, Chambers a C player is coming late, and then he dies, then the Clove goes back up. I would have, if I was in your
Can we
position,
push
I would
the
have been like,
people
yo,
back on
Clove's
C
drop,
and
last one drop,
refight it?
just in case, right? Even though
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, what if
Just
you
one-
die, and
one
then they're like,
stay.
where? They're confused, they get
Yeah, one
flustered,
stay.
and whatever. You know, we can theory craft about it all day, but I would like you to call that information. It's
Yeah, I
quite
want yours.
important at this elo.
Not fighting. Not fighting. Not fighting A. Not
One
fighting A.
One away, one away.
There might be a. Can we just end it?
Nice.
Nice. Good. We can end it.
Yeah, come back then. Let's go. I'm waiting for you. They could be up, but they didn't fight. Nice chamber.
Nice chamber.
Drop in a smoke.
I'm opening.
So we clear.
Door's not.
breakable,
Breakable not open.
so should
Can you
smoke.
smoke? Wait.
No peeking. Wrong button.
One flank.
On flank. Just don't pick
pick
flank. I can kill.
Heaven. Push up.
What your wish?
I think we're back.
I've been alone.
One enemy remaining.
Do you know last?
Oh, heaven.
Enemy and defender. Go, go, go.
No.
Okay, good round. Two things are here, okay? When we came out tree, right, as a team, what angle sees
Yeah.
you first? Heaven or drop? Super simple. What angle
What
sees
angle did I
tree?
check?
No,
Oh,
no, no, no. I'm just asking a question right now. It's
drop,
not
drop.
right. Drop sees tree first, right? What did you
Yeah.
smoke? You smoked heaven. You
Yeah.
always need to smoke what angle sees you first. If you have both, it's a no-brainer. You smoke drop, then you smoke heaven, right? But you had one, so you have to because you're gonna be splitting on
Try to have a duelist
that
get a shot.
decision, and smoking heaven is
I
not
can
the
bully
best
ya.
choice there.
Or do you
Because
want
if that guy was just drop holding tree, you guys are all
It's
dead.
hard, yeah.
Maybe not all dead, but
Nice.
you know it's gonna be some resistance.
Oh, wow.
Black.
Oh,
Oh,
whoa, that was unlucky.
I did not see that.
Yeah, it's a little unlucky.
Hey,
Close
Link,
left.
Two on the
I-
left, two on the
I-
left, two on the left.
I actually thought you were gonna
Gecko,
live.
Neon.
One more,
Gecko,
one more,
Gecko,
one more.
box.
Alright.
Nice.
One side.
Main,
still.
main.
You can gecko ult him.
You could go B as well.
He's
Okay.
tree,
Went
he's
tree.
tree. Tree B.
Rain is in tree. You could go B if you want. Make a choice.
Smoke it. One's breakable.
I'm smoking close. I'm smoking close.
Gotta find something.
Yeah, but fight this guy. Fight this guy. Fight this guy.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Nice.
Go B, go B. Oh.
Wow.
what?
Let's go.
Wait, where did the Reyna die?
Wait,
So-
how did Reyna get to?
Dead for
Bit?
fighting. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Wait, he
I'll
died
go-
to the boom bot. He died to
Oh,
the
true.
boom bot.
Interesting.
Oh my
I
god.
think that smoke for main is probably not the best smoke. I'd rather you smoke stairs. Because
Yeah, it's just like it's like a close fight smoke, but it's
yeah, but
not.
the issue I have there is if the Reyna came back to main and then you smoked it, he could have went behind to the left, and then if you guys decided to go A, like he would have killed everybody, right? So
Yeah,
like,
I thought they were going B though. But...
yeah. But
Yeah.
still, I think smoking stairs there is like probably the best choice because
Yeah.
it's the same thing, even if they go B or
Quality-
A, and it gives them
quality
cover.
chamber.
Wait.
Wait for what?
Okay, we can go now.
Okay, I'm ready.
Belt.
I'm ready.
Backside.
Pillar.
Yeah.
Nice.
One B.
GG.
I can fly.
One enemy remaining.
450, 50. There's a shotgun. I'm not sure.
Okay,
it's
GG.
pretty good.
GG guys.
Pretty good game. Nothing too crazy. Okay, let me just you can stop streaming. I'm gonna stream in a second. I'm just logging in right now so I can
Yeah, bet.
make a custom game and we'll break down these notes. It's quite a lot of notes. I just kind of wrote down the more important stuff. Some stuff we didn't talk about, some stuff we did briefly. We didn't break it down, right? But I brought it up, right? So we'll
Yeah.
break those down into further detail so you can fully understand what I'm talking about.
Do you mind if you give me just one?
Yeah,
minute?
go
I just
ahead. Go
wanna-
washroom, get some water, whatever you need.
Alright, yeah. I can't play another, but I am on Discord
Yeah,
for the
that's
whole
fine.
like, breakdown.
We'll
That's cool.
don't worry. We'll break the notes down and then we'll
Alright, cool. 1 sec.
All right, I'm gonna be honest. His aim is quite good, very good for this level. I think he struggles with a lot of his positioning, and then as well, a little bit of fundamental stuff and conceptual stuff. Like he barely made a mid-round call, until the end where it's like go B, go B. That was like the only call he made, in my eyes. So. I would like him to be the leader, right? Be the IGL, especially if he's got aim like that and he incorporates setting his teammates up. I think it will be quite a benefit to him.
All the time in the world.
There's quite a bit of notes.
Hello.
Yup.
I know I can come back to life. and
You have
all,
time,
but
right? You're not
bullets
like
still
in a
hurt.
rush,
So
right?
don't get
No,
me
no,
wrong,
on a
I
rush. No.
Okay, cool. So the notes, we're gonna break them down and we're gonna take our time. We're gonna talk. We're gonna theory craft. So this whole custom part we're in probably will take about an hour and a half. Okay, so just keep that in mind.
Alright, bet.
My
And then
ult is ready.
I will also, on top of the notes, teach you some stuff that I feel like you may not use or understand, stuff like that. Okay. So wait 1 second. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I
Alright,
can see.
so Generally on the first session with new students, I take notes in 5 categories, and I call them the 5 big umbrellas, because obviously there's multiple smaller things in these categories, but these are the 5 big general things I focus on. Okay, so that's going to be communication, aim, utility usage, movement slash positioning, and game sense slash mental game. That's 5, right? So we'll go through them one by one. So I'm going to be honest, I think your aim is quite strong. I don't see really any too much problems. Like, you're not whiffing on people. You're one-tapping people. That's good. Instantly killing them. It's pretty good. And I'll be honest, a lot of students come to me and they all say, 95% of students I asked them, what's your problem? They're like, aim, aim, like you did. You know how you're listing only aim stuff in the beginning? I don't think it's your
Yeah.
problem. Aim is not your problem. Okay, and this is something I've said a lot to a lot of students because it's objective. It's true. I think your aim is quite good. The problems I'm seeing are more game sense, communication skills, calling, IGLing skills, right? Positioning, micro and macro in terms of your positioning, setting up your teammates' positioning, and then also understanding the enemy's positionings and what they're doing. That's the bigger problem, especially in this elo, right? So we're gonna
Hmm.
be probably talking about that more. Okay, so communication. First category is communication. The first note I wrote is needs to IGL more. You know what IGL stands for, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
In game leader.
Good. Okay, I asked that not to see if you're dumb, but to open your mind up. You understand what it means. IGL. So I would like you to kind of, how do I put this in words? Step up to the plate every game. I know a lot of students, a lot of people struggle with wanting to be an IGL. Why? There's a lot involved. Fear of judgment, how they sound, what they're saying. They don't know what to do. They don't have these skills to be a leader. And I'll ask you, have you been an athlete or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Played
Like
sports?
I ran like cross country and relay.
Sure. Relay. Relay is a perfect example. There's usually a leader. No? There's usually one guy that kind of
Yeah, usually
rallies
he
people
was actually
together.
usually second, funny enough, but yeah.
Sure.
In our group anyway, he was in second, yeah.
Right, right. But you get my point where like there's usually that one guy everybody respects, looks up to, and he really kind of manages everyone's mental. Maybe will even teach them stuff, right? And so in my eyes, I'm a athlete. I've been playing sports my whole life, whatever, gaming my whole life. Okay, I'm 29. I'm a bit older than you, but in my experience, and I've won championships in high school, college with American football stuff like that. So, but in my eyes, okay, the best players tend to kind of teach the other guys what to do, how to do things, no? And so
Yeah.
what I want you to start thinking about is that you are the best player on the team. You need to believe that. And if you are the best player on the team, you are the one that is going to lead them, tell them what to do. And that's in Valorant, that's the IGL role. And so I would like you to kind of pick up this role because you have the potential to. I don't think I would tell you that if I'm like, oh, this guy has absolutely no leadership skills. Okay, anybody that played sports has leadership skills. It's just whether you want to do it or not. And I understand as well that there's a lot of responsibility there. Most people don't want to IGL because of they don't want to get blamed. They don't want to have to take accountability and sit there and say, "Oh fuck, I fucked up this call. We lost the game because of it." I'm telling you, that's the main reason. Even if the people say it or not, they don't want to take that burden on them, right? So, but in my eyes, the best player takes that burden because they're gonna improve upon making mistakes, making the wrong call, fucking up, right? So I would like you to
Mm.
kind of think about this more, where you take the IGL role, manage it. It's also managing them, right? For example, when you're on defense, tell them, guys, we need to fight for A. I'm gonna be honest, the amount you guys fought for A is too low. If I was playing
Yeah.
against you, I would have told them, guys, they don't even fight for A. They just throw a smoke. There's nothing coming. Let's bum rush it. And then you would be back here by yourself while there's 2B, 2C, 4C, and we would have A for free. And you just
Yeah.
and there's also a map knowledge thing involved with that because generally, what is kind of harder to defend, B, C, or A
Uh
in your eyes?
defend.
Yes. What space is more valuable to protect? B main, C main, or A main?
Oh,
Super simple.
yeah, A main.
A main, right? And there's reasons I can explain it. It's because look how big this space is compared to B main and C main, right? Mound might be
Yeah.
somewhat similar, but the problem is also here because on C, yes, you can go through the door, but here there's so many options. You can go through stairs, here, tree, right? You can split A through three ways: stairs, here, and tree. You can even set up a A fake to go B. On C, it's not as easy to do that because it's not connected into the site, is it? It's B main, the door. You understand?
Mhm.
So even if you do a B fake from C, this guy's just sitting here. It's like, oh, their door's open, and then they start rotating through Link.
Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah.
You get my point? Here,
Yeah.
it's like instant when they come in beats, they're on site. Here, it's not the same. Do you understand that point?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of why, in my eyes, and to good players' eyes, that A is the more valuable space that you need to control on defense. So and I'm breaking it down pretty extensively, but that's goes into IGLing. You should be managing them and be like, guys, we need to fight for A. Leave chamber C. I will play B. You play A. Um, it was Raze, Neon. Who was the fifth one? I'm missing.
Echo.
Gecko, right? They can do it, and you can smoke from here as well. And then you can just
Yeah,
anchor
of
B,
course.
right? And you can
Yeah.
anchor it from here or here. Or usually I tend to do it from Link. I'll if they want to smoke, I'll smoke for them, and I'll just kind of get to Link usually. Because if they're not there, there's three there, so they don't need my help, and I need to go help C. Does that make sense? So that's why I generally go
Mhm.
C Link. All right. So with that note, want you to IGL more, adopt the IGL role more, okay? Because it's a very crucial skill as well that you need to develop if you want to be Radiant. Maybe you'll get to Radiant and you don't want to IGL because there's better IGLs, but you still need to understand what the IGL is thinking, so that way you can put your 2 cents in, you know, maybe influence his calls in some way where he was kind of getting a call wrong, or it's a bad call in your mind, your gut, and then you're like, wait, can we just kind of maybe do this as well, or this instead? Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
that's that. Any
Does.
questions with this note?
Nothing on like the IGL. 100% agree. I
Yep.
think like for this, like for my game specifically,
Mhm.
with the A fight
Mhm.
thing, I agree definitely. Like obviously I know like take the A space.
Yep.
I
Yep.
that usually is how it is.
Yep.
But like since they were more like I would say like 60-70% of the time it was just C rush.
Mhm.
Is it like too it's I don't personally I don't think it's like too bad of a grief to be like completely passive on A or like give it up considering like they were
Yep.
definitely more like C centric.
Yep. I like that idea, that thought process there, where you're like, um, wait, they're kind of going C a lot. We can just stack lean C more than A. We can kind of
Yeah.
leave it more passively. Yeah, that's fine too.
But
But
I didn't communicate that on that
right,
point.
right.
You know
You
what I mean? It
didn't.
kind of just
Yeah,
happened.
exactly. It just happened, and also it was too early. Like we just started stacking B and C after 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Like that's not
Yeah.
enough for me
Kind of
to.
goes like that.
Like if it
Yeah.
was 4-0, different story, right? But it was like pretty even in the beginning in terms of score, the round. So like even
I
then
mean, to
it's
be honest, like
yeah.
I actually think in my game specifically,
Mhm.
like not like not to like I didn't play like a perfect game, but I think
Yeah.
the second round when I had the sheriff and I killed 3 people on their buy on the A push,
Sure.
definitely like they kind of felt like, oh shit, we can't win this. They can't
Right,
maybe gave them a bit that mental
but
as
you
well.
have to look at it this way in Immortal lobbies. Okay, they're not gonna. Yeah, I understand that thought process. Like, oh fuck, we got shit on. Maybe we should try something else. But it's only 1 round. If it
Yeah,
was
1 round, yeah.
3 rounds in a row, 4 rounds in a row, yes, you can. We can definitely make a definitive case that that is the thought process, and they won't come back. Okay, and even then, a lot of the times, in my lobbies, mid Immortal lobbies, they will make that call to be like, let's go, because we know that we got shit on 4 times on A, but we're still gonna go because it's unpredictable. It doesn't make sense. That's why we're gonna do it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but to kind of justify after 1 round isn't good enough for me. If it was like 3 rounds in a row minimum, okay, I can understand. But one, it's not enough.
Yeah.
So we still need to be vigilant, right? Because what if they made that thought process where they're like, oh, we got shit on the second round, round two, let's go A again. They might even believe that we're not gonna go, and they're gonna go stack C and B. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
kind of theory crafting here, but that's why I would like to be more general about it. Where like it's probably better to fight for this like 3 times, and then realize, oh, they don't really come A. Okay, maybe I'll just play here, or Raze can play. Raze can satchel Rubble.
Right
I
here.
will smoke for him. He'll control all of A by being here, right? Won't he? And there's a smoke, nothing's happening, and then everybody starts stacking B and C. And then obviously you need to incorporate your IGLing skills to set that up, right? Because you
Yeah.
can't let things happen by itself, because if you do that, nobody's on the same page. It's just a free flow of utter just chaos that's gonna happen in the future. Maybe not in this game, but in the future when you're playing with worse players than you had on your team. Because I'm gonna be honest, your teammates were pretty good. They're all
Yeah, my teammates are
communicating.
good.
They
My
were
mates were good, yeah.
all coordinated, pretty synergized, right? But we
Yeah.
gotta kind of count for when it's not gonna be perfect. Because I'm gonna be honest, like even though it was a close game, your team was pretty good. Like they were like eight
Yeah,
out
my
of
team is good.
yeah, they
My
were
team
like
is
8 out
good.
of 10. They were all kind of like playing together. Nobody was tilted griefing, right? So
Yeah, we
uh,
were in a unit, yeah.
yeah, and that's why I'm saying, I would like that you to kind of be more on top of that for a future reference. It's a
Yeah.
skill tool you've developed, or maybe some games you don't need it. Everyone's playing perfectly like this game. Other people, other IGLs are calling. Okay, but there's gonna be a lot of fucking games in Valorant where nobody's talking, nobody wants to think or do anything, and you gotta kind
Yeah.
of build this up for those times. And also, one thing to take away: IGLing will help you win. People don't believe it. Okay, I even asked Daniel. His name's Daniel Lanad Halim, on the interview, and I asked him. I'm like, can IGLing kind of get you to Radiant without the mechanics? I even asked him the hypothetical question: can somebody IGL not shoot and help win, or even climb to Radiant? And he said, yeah, I can understand that. It makes sense. It's objective. Look at Boaster, right? Look at FNS. Those guys are not I'm not saying they don't shoot, but they're not necessarily mechanical players. They're all brain. They set up their team. They might not set up themselves, but they set up their team, right? And there's
Yeah.
value in that, right? We got to be objective. There's value in that. We can't not say. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying some people do. Some people blah 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 blah. Right, bro? There's value in there, and people will respect you as well if you are the brains of the team. Right? Doesn't that make sense? Don't
Yeah.
you
I
respect
agree.
guys that are like making calls are like 80, 90%? You just follow him around. You just wait for it to tell you what to do. You
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
listen to him. You want to talk to him. You want to probably learn from him, right? So what I'm saying is I want you to be that guy. Him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that make sense? And you will.
Yeah.
Really believe you have that potential. So that's that. Let's move on. Okay. You don't have any questions. So the next note
No.
is still in communication. The next thing is needs to communicate what is clear and what he has control of. I don't need this 5 times a game. I need this fucking every time. Okay, and this note came from here when I was like, go clear rubble, go clear rubble. You went to clear rubble, didn't say anything, right? And a lot of people can argue, oh, well, yeah, won't they know? How do you know that? Rounds are hectic. They're looking at their own POV, trying to clear. The chamber was up here, right? It's a mental checklist for them where you say, yo, rubble's clear. They don't need to worry, think, or feel like it's somebody's there. Automatically, they
Mm-hmm.
know you got their back. Does that make sense? It's a
Yes.
mental synergy thing. And this is where we get team edge. Maybe not individual edge, but this is kind of setting our teammates up to trust us, to believe we're good communicators, so that way when we make a call later down the line, they will listen. Okay, it starts there when you feed really high level information like that. Yo, nothing here. Okay, start going breakable. It just creates that team edge there. And I can give you a simple example where, let's say your team perfectly talking like in this, everybody's communicating what they see, what they've cleared, and then there's a team, where only 3 out of 5 are doing. And if they played against each other in the long term, over 10,000 rounds, 10,000 games, who would win in terms of that?
The team that, has the edge,
Right, which is
like that
5
edge.
players completely, absolutely got each other's back versus 3 out of 5. And obviously, I
Yeah.
understand too that the team with 3 out of 5 can still win in the short term, but in the long term, in VCT, those teams won't win. Do you understand? And that's
Yeah.
edge. That is to really help win. So we got to think long term and also percentage, or at least helping our team or yourself to win in the long term. 60%, 70%, right? We're winning way more than we're losing. It's not 50-50. It's not even, right? So that's something I'd like you to start thinking about, especially, and I have to be hard on you on this note because you're immortal. There's no excuses. We need
Yeah.
every edge possible in this elo. Why? Self-explanatory. Everybody else is good. We're not in a diamond elo where 2 out of 10 players are good and everybody else is dog shit. Everybody's aware. Everybody can shoot. Everybody understands the map, how people can move. No? And so we
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
every edge possible. That's how I look at it, at least. So that's how I would like you to look at it as well, because it's not an edge that's calculatable. It's not very like on paper edge, right? Like, oh, this guy's so much better than me with calling, or his mechanics is 5%, but it's more of a hidden edge that is many people don't look at. But that's how I look at it because I've been an athlete and I've experienced where I face a team in American football where their mental is chalked and we just destroy them, even though we may not be mechanically fundamentally better, faster than them. We're just all one unit, synergized, on the same page, believe in each other, have each other's back, right? You can use any
Yeah.
sport, for example. So that's that. Let's move on. Any questions with this note? Communicate what
No.
is cleared and what he has control of. We can look at it defensively too. Even when you're here by yourself, yo, guys, nothing A main, absolutely nothing, right? Confirm with them. Because then these guys here will be like, okay, Cloves telling me that it's clear, nothing. I'm gonna trust him. We can just stack B and C now. That makes sense, right? Logically. Maybe we can even
Yeah.
just go C because this guy walked down. One guy's like, yo, nothing mid. And it's like, boom, easy, no brainer, all C main. Or you could even walk down here, right? So that's that.
Yeah.
We'll move on. The next note is he's not making any calls, especially pre-round on A. I would like, I would I would call for them to fight for A every round. Also get better at mid round, late round calling. So we kind of touched on this, okay? I even agree with what you said. And that falls under something we're going to talk about later, which is tendencies and frequencies. If we realize, let's say for example, first 3 rounds we've called to fight A, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, we've called to fight A every time, and we're expending 3 people here, and then they're not coming anymore, great. Now we can say, guys, let's just get Raze over there. We'll throw one-way smoke for him to hold, and then we all lean towards BC. Start of the round, not start here 3, then rotate off like you guys kind of were doing on round 5 and 6, right? So, I would like you to kind of, sorry, I agree with what you're saying there. We're like, oh, if they kind of go C heavy a lot, we can kind of be more passive about it. Yep, right. But still, me as a player, I want control. I don't want to give them things for free. And by kind of you sitting here, because there was only one time where Raze went here and then you threw a smoke and you were here. But the other times you were alone, no? So
Yeah. Yeah.
there still needs to be control by you being here. And so I do believe on top of this note, your positioning was too passive. You're not doing anything here. What are you doing here? What are you holding? What are you seeing? What can you confirm? Absolutely nothing, right? Can we confirm, see, hear things here? No? Yes or no? That's a question.
No, not at the bottom. No. No.
No. We can't hear, but can we in stairs? Can we see
Yeah,
or
we can
know?
see in
Yeah,
stairs.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my thing. That's my question. That was that. Yeah, we can. And think about how small of a distance this is, but it makes all the difference. No, you're here,
Right here.
and if you just
Right
went here,
here.
you see, we have control.
Yeah.
Even if maybe you're not aggressively controlling it, and that could be also another option where you aggressively control it, like leaving a raise here, or you making a play barriers here. You walk down and then you go breakable, and you stay here on an off angle, or maybe you walk to rubble all the way. Whatever, we can theorycraft all day, right? But I would like on top of this note for you to kind of understand to maintain, control, account for space. Does that make sense? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's that. And then also, we went through the kind of like go A everything. Okay, good. And then the second point of this note was that I told the chat when you went away briefly. I told him he never made a call mid round or late round. When did you ever say, "Yo, this, let's group up, let's go here. Wait, we need to rotate, leave, stay there"? Never. Well, I shouldn't say never. It was very rare. Okay, and
Yeah, right, yeah.
I even said he didn't make a call until the end of the game, right? Where
Yeah.
you were like you were like go B, go B. Remember that time where you smoked? You're like go.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
late
yeah.
round call. It's 2v2, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a 2v2. Right,
It
with the
was, yeah,
Reyna
and
and the
then they
Chamber, and
isolated one
it
in
was the
B. Yeah,
Gecko
yeah.
and the Raze on your team alive, right? And you're like, go
Yeah.
B, go. That's a late round call, and that's something I would like you to do more. Maybe not 12 out of 12 rounds on that half, but good 7, 8, a majority, more than 6, less than maybe 10, because you're not going to make that call
Yeah.
every time, right? But when you can identify it's a good play, even if you're dead, make it, because
Yeah.
you know how it is. Okay, people get scared in those moments. They don't know what to do in 2v2. There's pressure on them, right? Especially you as well. Okay, I'm sure you've experienced it. And so it's good to kind of push them a little bit. And as you develop yourself as an IGL by making mistakes, making the wrong call, thinking about certain things, studying the game, getting your game sense up, it will get better where your late round call, mid round call is instant and also 80% accurate, as in gonna be 80% to help win the round. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
something, just some food for thought, right? But it's important. So start developing it. And I always, a lot of students ask, how do I get it better? I tell them, make the wrong call, make mistakes, lose off of it. Because you're going to sit there and take accountability, or I hope you do, and take responsibility and say, I fucked up. That call was a game losing call. What should I have done better? What was the scenario? Let me replay that round, right? And this is what
Mm.
pros do. This is how they get to that level. They don't get to that level by just AFK shooting every game. They actively think, what went wrong? What do I need to do where this will never happen again? And then they apply it. They make sure they fix it. Okay? So that's how you'll get better at mid round calling, late round calling. All right. Any questions
Yeah.
with this note?
No, no.
Good. Let's move on. The next thing is still in communication. Feed info about enemy positioning, especially if he's the one that knows. So we kind of touched on this, right? You killed this guy, 3v2. You killed this guy. And then I called for you because I knew Chamber was always C. I'm like, C player. He's coming late, remember? He dies. And then the Clove ults. These guys don't know. Yes, maybe they have saw it on the minimap, but we have to assume they don't know. That's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
They might know, but you have to assume they don't know. That's how you have to treat feeding information that they don't know. Even if they know, you need to call it because they'll be on the same page. They'll get that information quicker than they need to look. Do you understand? Even if it's milliseconds, that makes all the difference. Look at VCT games. It's fucking milliseconds, right? So where they need to gather information. So that's why I would like you to call that information. Yo, last one, Clove. You need to constantly look at your player count too, and who is alive. Like you can't see my crosshair.
Yeah.
I'm putting my crosshair where the player icons are. Okay, the green and the red. Where you constantly
Yeah.
looking, and then make sure last one there. Last one was C. Okay, Clove ulted. Clove's ulting. Drop. He's dropped. He's dropped. Right? It goes a long way. Trust me. It might seem silly. It does to a lot of people. But if you kind of work on this, people will respect you. Like, yo, really good communication. Thank you for calling that. I didn't know. You'll get that a lot. I get that a lot. Okay, so I would like you to. It's just a little food for thought. We kind of touched on it too. That's all. Okay. Any
Yeah.
questions with this?
No, no.
And we can also put it on defensively. I know we got it from an attack, but we can get it from a defensively where, let's say for example, I'm going to give you a non-specific example from your game, so it's not from your game, okay? Just an example, simple example. Let's say you're here passively playing A because they went C a lot, and you're the stairs guy, and you're like, wait, 1A. You see one guy, or he throws a piece of utility. It's like a Sova or like a Fade Eye or like whatever. One piece of utility, you know, confirm one guy. There's a teammate B, and he's like, yo, I hear one B. And then there's your Chamber is on C trying to make this peak, and he sees 2. Okay, what is that? What can we identify off this information? There's 1A, 1B, 2C main.
1A, 1B with 2C main.
Yep. What is that generally? What are they doing? It's very important.
Well, it's like a default. It's
right.
just like a default.
Correct. But okay, I shouldn't say but what kind of contributes to us identifying, pinpointing what the enemies are is each individual information. Right? By you telling them 1A and then your teammate reciprocating that type of skill and saying 1B, same on C, we identify as a team, it's default. No? And me,
Yeah.
I'm a player where I instantly identify what the enemies are doing. Instant. It's literally milliseconds for me. I'm at that level. And I'm not saying I'm a pro, okay, but I built it to that level where it's instant either through my information, the minimap, or teammates' information. Right? If I were to ask you, yo, wouldn't you want your teammate to tell you if there's one guy, two guys there, even if you're far away? You'd say yes. And so you got to think about it that way as well, where you got to give it how you want it. I know it sounds very no homo, but you know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense to you because, you know, it's important. It's very small, but this is where we get our team edge. And then not only we get team edge, but we can also identify what the enemies are doing. In in Valorant, that is really crucial that we can identify exactly what they're doing immediately, what their concept they're using, start of the round, and then start finding solutions, adjustments, plays, plans on top of that. Whether that's a like maybe start of the we identify and then start developing that, or it's a mid round call or a late round call. Does that make sense? It all adds up.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really important that you tell them. And that's the defensive side. Attack side is just pure information that we kind of need to know where they are so people don't die running out, stuff like that, right? Count for each player. Okay, so let's move on. Aim. This category is really small. Okay, it's 2 notes. No, we're not breaking nothing now. Sheriff aim is really good. I noticed that in EU, through my experience, subjectively through watching VCT, EU always has such good sheriff aim. I don't know what it is with the region. Maybe they just
So,
practice sheriff all the time. I'm not sure. Okay, but it was really good. This round here, maybe
yeah, yeah.
when we look back on the score, it's kind of being like what's the word I'm looking for? We're hindsighted, but um, you know maybe you getting this round helped us win the game, right? Because what was the score? It was pretty close. It's not like it was a stomp, right? At
It
one
was
point,
12-9, I think, something
right?
like that.
But at one point it was tied. No, it was like eight,
Yeah,
nine,
tied. Yeah,
eight,
yeah.
eight,
It
eight.
was like
Some
6-6. So
right.
I think it's 6-6
No,
even.
no. I
Yeah.
think it was a 7-5 half, and then they
Oh,
tied
seven
it. They
five.
they
Yeah.
tied it up, right? And then it was
Yeah, seven
close. It was
seven.
close
Yeah.
for the next 3-4 rounds, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
um, that's why I'm saying the sheriff aim was good because you helped win 2 rounds, right? Instead of one. Because we
Yeah.
lost pistol, it's 1-0 for it's 0-1 for them. We won the eco. Now it's 1-1 and then they have to save, we automatically get the free one in quotations, right? It's not free but easy one, right? But
Should
if you
be, yeah.
didn't, it's 0-2. Then we're gonna have a fragile economy. If we lose, we gotta save again, and it snowballs in their direction, right? So I
Yeah.
thought that was really good that you came up clutch here. That was big in my eyes. Okay, aim is good as well. I think you're also instantly deleting people with your phantom, your vandal, phantom, whatever you were playing. Okay, so nothing too crazy there. But what I can say though is that the problem doesn't lie with aim, or at least that's what I saw in this one game. I know it's one game, but the
Yeah.
problem really was on the movement and your
Mm.
understanding of how to peak. That's it. Okay, so it's a little fundamental knowledge and then also your movement mechanic, fighting mechanics, right? So that's something I would
Yeah.
like you to focus on. All right, let's move on. Any questions with these on aim? That's it. That's literally all I had. I had nothing bad to say. What am I gonna write? So, right. So, anything.
Um. No, I definitely like focused probably focused the most on my aim, so it's like good that it's
Right.
like
And
smallest category, I guess. So yeah.
we'll just kind of briefly talk about this, but I asked the rating guy, Daniel. I said I would suggest you watch it, but you don't want to go pro, so it's not as important. Those that say they want to go pro, I force them to watch it. I said, if you want to go pro, you need to watch this video because he was pro. You can get in the mind of, you know, how he's thinking, what the process was like, the whole shebang, right? But you don't want to go pro, so you
Yeah.
don't have to. Still, would definitely recommend it if you want to get good, become a Radiant player. Okay, but
Yeah.
he talks about. I specifically asked him mechanics versus game sense. What gets capped? What is uncapped to some degree at the highest level? We're talking the pro level, not average Immortal lobbies. Okay, at the top. And you know what he said? And we both agreed on. And I specifically asked him that question because I knew already that mechanics get capped to some degree, to a big degree. Okay, game sense is the discipline, the 2 disciplines, the one out of the 2 disciplines that won't get capped. It's the skill ceiling in game sense is fucking through the roof. You can be a god mode map hacker type player, never die, always know where they are. But with aim, it falls off. Look at Demon One. He's the best aimer in NA, considered he won a champions, and look at him now. He's struggling. Look at Aspas. He's considered one of the best aimers in the world. Still does well aiming. Still losing games. No. So, aiming is not what gets you kills, even that. Aiming is not what really makes a player. That's what you have to understand. It's game sense. Even with kills, yes, mechanics are the ones that execute the kills, but actually, game sense is what gets you them. No, you flank, kill 3, you put yourself in a good position, you anticipate, you use tendencies and frequencies and know where they play, where they're gonna be on a corner angle. They played it 5 times and you kill them, right? Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
and if it doesn't, you gotta let me know. I gotta make sure it makes sense. But
No, it
um,
makes sense. Makes
um,
sense.
that's what I'd like you to understand. You are in the elo where aim doesn't matter anymore because everybody's on the same level of aiming. No, everyone can instant delete. Everyone has pretty snappy, good mouse control. Okay, it's the brain, the game sense, decision making, communication that's really gonna separate you to being right now Immortal to Immortal, true Immortal 3. I'm not saying rank Immortal 3. There's a big difference. A lot of people think, oh, I'm this rank, so I'm this skill. Wrong. Okay? True skill. Absolute skill where you does not matter. You get an account from Iron, you can get to Immortal in 1 week. That's true skill. Not you got there one time, you can't get back there. That's not true skill to me. Okay, so that's what I like you to start thinking about. Game sense. You need to polish this because that's your biggest weakness, right? So one of your weaknesses. So that's that. Okay, let's move on. Utility usage. I think this is also very weak by you. Okay, not in terms of smokes, other things. Okay, first note is tell his teammates he can smoke for him and smoke bomb off in a 1v1 clutch situation. This is utility usage and game sense combined. And before I start, this is usually what I say. I forgot to say it, but all these categories we're talking about, right? They're not individual skills. They are, but they need to be put together where they work in unison. Do you understand? Because there's going to be
Yeah.
some rounds where you use aim plus your utility usage, but maybe aim plus some rounds it's going to be aim and positioning and your communication, or game sense and your aim strictly, or game sense and only positioning, whatever, utility usage and only game sense. It's all, the combinations are endless, but they all work in harmony. The best players in this game are able to use all these skills all the time together whenever they need it. Okay, so that's something I'd like you to say. Don't just focus on, okay, this. It's got to be all on the same level. If your aim right now, let's say objectively it's 8 out of 10 for this level, okay, and your utility usage, communications like a 6, 5 out of 10, it's not good. Everything needs to be on the same level, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, or higher, okay? And as well with aim, if your aim is 10 out of 10 and all these categories are 5 out of 10, what do you think is going to happen? Is your aim going to be, are you going to be killing everybody? No. Your aim will
No.
also drop. The mechanical side will drop because it's limited with all these other category. If your positioning is bad and your aim's 10 out of 10, you're going to die a lot, no? You have no game sense. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to move. You're still gonna die. Aim doesn't matter at that point, and that's why I tell you, aim is not important. But on top of the note, make sure these categories. I always tell my students, all these other categories, 4 out of the 5 categories besides aim, need to be higher than your aim. And if you do that, you will become a really, really, really good player. And it's objective. Look at a lot of players that get to Radiant and their aim isn't the best, but they have other skills that let them get there. Their brain. There's obviously players that are just mechanic. Well, in my mind, not really. There's not many players that are just mechanically good to be Radiant. No, you need brain. You need to be good at decision making, processing information, and being super elite in that mind aspect. Okay, so but yeah, that's that. So the next thing, so in this scenario, remember, I think it was the first round, the pistol, right?
This first round, I
Yeah.
think basically I agree with you. I definitely got I was gonna like I wanted to sight smoke. That was like my
Where?
thought process while I
Where?
was sitting in the like on the left of when you like no, sorry. It kind of like goes in the corner of this.
Here?
No, left. Yeah, like but before we executed, if that makes sense. But I didn't have it up, and I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, like over here you're talking about?
No. Like literally where you're standing.
Oh, right here.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay,
Because
okay.
it like yeah.
In that
I like the
1v1
smoke.
or when you guys
No,
are
no,
going
no.
when
Just
you guys are
before we were
going.
gonna execute.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I think your smokes were fine. You just smoked water and then here. But what I'm saying is in the 1v1
Oh no.
when you're dead.
No. Like on the like first round defense. I was sitting in sitting
Your spawn.
with I think
Chamber.
yeah.
Chamber.
Like we came to here
Yep.
sitting in a smoke,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were about to execute.
And then you
I didn't
died.
have my smoke. Yeah. I didn't have my smoke because I would have smoked on the. I would have smoked for the site for
Yep,
the
yep,
for
yep.
the
Yep, yep,
retake if
yep,
that
yep,
makes
yep.
sense. But
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't
no.
have it
Yeah,
up.
that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
That's not what I'm talking about.
yeah,
I'm talking about when it became 1v1. I'm not talking about when
yeah,
you were
yeah.
alive or when they were retaking. I'm talking about when it became 1v1. I'm pretty sure it was the Gecko on your team that was alive, right? Versus the Clove.
Yeah,
Uh,
he tried to jump on the top
yeah,
of the
he
thing.
went
Yeah,
this way. That's why I went this way. And then he died. And then remember, everybody was like, "Wait, what the fuck? Where is he?" And he went here, and the guy was right here, and he killed him. Remember that?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what I'm saying is that as he was coming here, you should have been like, "Yo, I'm gonna smoke the bomb." You shouldn't even tell him that. Obviously, like that's good too. But me, I just smoked the bomb from him, and I tell him, "Yo, I'm smoking the bomb." Or you could tell him before. Like you could go both ways. You could throw it down and then tell him, or then tell him and then throw it down. But um,
Yeah.
like I don't know about EU if they do this much, but in NA, this is like super strong. Because think about it,
I mean, of course, yeah.
right? Like
I
it's
think
just
like,
like
and
logically makes
I
sense.
do usually. I mean, like 90% of the time, I do smoke the bomb. But
Right, right.
I also didn't want to give because he was playing. If it makes sense, he was playing for the jump up, which I thought was actually a good play. I don't want to
Yeah.
give the enemy like the pocket in the smoke, if that
Sure.
makes sense. Like
But but
I
but
kind of wanted to give him the fight.
sure, but I'm gonna be honest. Him playing in here is better than him making this play. No,
Yeah, yeah.
because then he's
I
got
agree. I
like
do. I think it's like
what other options does he have when he goes here besides go here and kill him? That's it.
yeah,
But when he goes here and the bomb is smoked, he has a plethora of options. He can stick the bomb. He can get it half and get off. He can tap it and wait for him. No? There's like more than one
yeah.
option. But when he goes here, it's
Agree.
literally just go here. Okay, and then it's just like I gotta go kill him. That's it. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
But here there's multiple options where he can get creative. He can outplay. That's the key word. Outplay. There's not much outplay here. Besides, the guy doesn't know.
Just
That's it.
aiming him, yeah.
But this guy knew. He fucking was ready for that. Right? So that's why
I almost can't believe he was ready for it, but yeah, anyway.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
yeah,
agree.
it's all kind of situation. Me too. I couldn't really believe it too. I thought he was gonna be here as well, but I think the more high level option is to, yo, I'm gonna smoke it for you. Smoke it.
Peeking.
I wouldn't do a full
I agree.
this. I wouldn't do
Dropped in a
this.
smoke.
Yeah,
is-
yeah, no,
this
yours
is
smoke's
bad.
better.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like
Yours smoke's
keep it
better.
like where it's
No
like
peeking.
a
Yeah, on the
sliver.
edge, yeah.
So this guy comes here and he's just fucking freaking out. He just doesn't know. Like, let's wait for the smoke to go away. He's like, is he on the bomb or not? Right? He's just freaking out. He
Yeah,
has to
yeah.
make, and a lot of the times they're gonna go in, and this guy, and if he's smart enough, he's gonna wait. Let's say he even got a half or whatever. We're kind of theory crafting, but I think this play might be a little bit better. Okay, maybe not.
I kind of like slipping out the right and going for a swing. That would be me, but
Sure,
I
yeah,
think like the
yeah.
half
Like
play's better.
if you even if you smoked it like tight, like really like more towards the bomb, and then he could have made this play. Maybe this guy,
Yeah.
was thinking, oh, he's not gonna stick it, and he's just waiting here, and then your gecko comes out like this, right? But we gotta leave that up
Yeah.
to him whether the result is good or bad. But we need to let him get there, right? Does that make sense? By
Yeah.
putting the smoke
yeah.
down, telling him, yo, I'm gonna smoke for you. That's all. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying. I was gonna say. I don't think this plays fucking 100 times better. But it's only like a 5-10% better. But that's where we get edge. We need to stack these 10, 5, 20% better type plays because it's gonna add up in the long term.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how I look at it. I look at it in a very statistical probability mind where we need to make sure we're giving our team or ourselves the highest chance type plays all the time, consistently, and then that'll add up where we win all the time, rounds and then games. And then if we win games like that, we're gonna get RR, and if we get RR, we're gonna climb. It all adds up. People don't understand, right? So that's how I like you to look at it. That's all. Okay. Any questions with this?
No.
Okay, that's it. We'll move on. Okay, this note, you're gonna kind of laugh at yourself. Okay, a little bit. He doesn't use the K enough, and I should have wrote he
I
doesn't
don't
use
use it.
the K at
I didn't
all.
throw it once.
That should I
throw it
what
a
are
single
that
time.
yeah, I know. And I should have wrote that. He doesn't use the K at all. And if I were to ask you the question, how many times you use the K? You already know. 0. It's a fat goose egg. Nada. And you know what I generally and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It's a problem because you're mortal. If you're like ascendant, diamond, silver, I'm like, okay, you're learning the game, you're a noob, whatever. You're a mortal. You're the 0.5% of this game, right? And so you need to have a high standard for yourself where you are so good. This note should never come out. Obviously, I'm gonna help you. So, usually, what I tell my students will ask, "Oh, well, how do I get better at kind of using it?" Then I initially tell them, if you're not using it at all, get used to just fucking throwing it in a corner and wasting it. Obviously, that's an over exaggeration. I don't want you to throw it in a corner and waste it. But by you practicing just pulling it out and throwing it in a corner, maybe the first 2 times you do it, at least you get what? Better at pulling it out and getting comfortable with using it, no? And then it will evolve to
Yeah.
where you just throw it. Even if you don't feel like it'll do anything, just throw it somewhere. Okay, then it evolves to, okay, I start kind of wanting to use it in places where it makes sense. I'm on the retake. I know there's a lot bend. I'm going to throw a bend. Okay, they might be A main or over here on this side lower. Right? Right? If I'm water. Okay, I'm just going to chuck it bend. Then it evolves to where, okay, you're going to start thinking about what information is provided to you at hand and using it to gain value. For example, if you're water and you're coming and your teammate died and he saw one bend, where should we throw it?
Straight ahead, baby.
Right, straight out where we kind of last saw him, right? We're going to hope that it's going to hit him and there's going to be some value where it hits him and it's easier to kill him, or he's going to back up and he gets in a worse position. We're flooding out and we kill him. Or it might buy us time. No? So
Yeah.
you'll develop it that way, and that's why it's a joke when I tell students, throw it in the fucking air is better than what you're doing. Is usually what I scream out. Okay? But you're going to understand how to use this to some degree, because don't you play against it? Don't cloves use it against you? The answer
Yes
should be
and no.
yes.
I feel like
no.
I think better cloves do.
Right.
But I
generally,
also like
generally, not
Yeah.
subjectively. Generally. Won't you be playing against Clovo?
I'll say like 50-50. I'll say 50-50. I'll say 50-50.
Sure.
But yeah, you should use it.
In my eyes, I'm playing against any type of piece of utility all the time because I'm playing against good players. I don't know how it is in EU too much, okay? But that's how I look at it. So, and that's how you should think too. Like, oh, I know how to use it because I've been used on by that piece of utility this many X many times. Even 5 times is enough for you to understand, okay, this is how a good clove uses it. You need to be critical in that thinking there. Okay, but
Yeah.
gotta use this, bro. Like, just fucking chuck it somewhere on the retake. Start of the, you know, they're making a lot of noise.
I know like where like let's say I hit you,
Yeah.
you throw it like you hit like the as you're coming in on this side, you throw it like against the left wall kind of thing, and then it gets to like back pillar. You can throw it there. You can throw it like right there. That's like usually what I go for. But to be honest, I get a bit lazy. That's kind of why I don't do it. I know that's a really bad answer.
It is.
I just get
it's
really
a
lazy.
terrible answer.
I know.
If there's other students that are like stuck in like lower ranks watching this, they'll be like, "What the fuck? This guy doesn't even use his utility, right?" And
I just get lazy with it. But like,
yeah.
okay, like I think there's a few situations as well. I completely agree with you. I don't disagree with the point.
Yep.
I think there's a few situations where like I prioritize my own spacing and
your POV. You're scared. You're scared.
Yeah,
You're scared to get off your gun.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And also like, let's say like I'm retaking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to like. I know you can throw it quite easily, but I don't want to give away my position as well. If that makes sense. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay. I'm definitely way too far on the side of like not throwing it. I need to.
I can understand that point, but I have an argument. It's like when it's post plan, because you said retake. When it's post plan, where do they think you are coming from?
I mean, well, one of 2 options, right? Well, I mean, technically one of 3, but it's going to be with flow.
We're gonna cancel out the flank, so it's 2 options. So it doesn't matter if they know you are there or not. They will assume you guys are coming from there already.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of like an invalid argument by you saying I don't want to give away my
I get what
position.
you're saying. No, no,
Right?
no, no.
Right,
I
right.
agree.
So
I mean more like I guess like not retake. It's more, let's say I'm playing like fast rotate B and I
okay,
make it to C before they've hit, if that makes
right,
sense. Like
right.
you can definitely throw it in that situation
Mhm.
before they hit, but
Right.
I prefer to like get onto the site and kind of like get like a position where
But
they execute.
even then, okay, whether you walk here or run here, and I'll put you in their shoes. Okay, let's say you're here. You say you're the B player, fast rotating C, right? That's your example,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let's say we're here as it just kind of try to visualize it with me. We're here as 5, 4, whatever, 3. Okay, we're as a team, most of the team, and if we go in and start entering, or we killed somebody to let us entry, or we just go in, we force ourselves in, okay, and then we get here. What are we thinking? What's the first stop process once we clear bend and we're here, or even before that? Just generally.
Well, I mean either clear back site or plan, depending on who you are, I
Sure. Let's
suppose.
okay. I'll put it in this way. We cleared everything. We cleared the whole site. What is
Okay,
the
okay.
next stop process? Super
Well,
simple.
plant the bomb.
Look, no, like we got on site. We plant the bomb. We start clearing the
Okay,
whole site. Is
plant the
clear.
bomb.
What is the next stop process?
Uh, well, get ready for flooders or
Right.
defenders, that
From
kind of thing.
where?
Well, in this case, water back and I
Right.
forget what's the left called?
Spawn. Spawn.
Oh yeah,
We
whatever.
call
Yeah,
it
yeah.
spawn. That's what we say in NA. We just
Even
call it
whatever.
spawn. So you could call it CT. But
I forget what it's called. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a call. In NA we just a hall. I think they call it hall.
A
Right?
hall. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But so coming back to my point, I asked, well, after we get in, we entry and scale, we clear the site, we get the bomb down. What's our next thought process as an attacking team? Is to, and you answered it correctly, is to kind of look for the floods, people coming in, right? And I asked where, and you answered correctly, water and spawn. Bro, they don't need to know where you are. They're gonna assume you are here already. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Do you understand that point? Does that make sense
Yeah. No,
logically?
I get
Because
it. Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
you're saying, well, I'm gonna run here and throw, so I don't want to. Whether you throw this decay here or not, they will assume automatically people are coming from here or somebody is there. Good players might even
Yeah.
assume somebody's already there. That's key. They might not assume somebody's on the way, but good players are like, yo, be careful, water, spawn. They're not gonna push this unless whatever they have a read, they've gotten info, they've killed the guy here, they want to make a play aggressively. We'll look past that because that's not what we're focusing on. We're focusing on that. Your argument is that you don't want to be seen or heard, but it doesn't matter. They know or assume that either you're on the way or there already. So if that's the case, you might as well throw this and use it. Why? There's a reason. Is it of value when you know they're running in and you time it perfectly where it goes like this and they get hit by it, or they don't want to get hit by it, so they start backing up?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
Is
course,
that
it's like very useful.
it's a value? And think about what decay does. What does decay do in terms of debuff?
Puts them on 1 HP basically.
And is that of value to kill them faster because it only takes one bullet?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Right.
you could just like pre-aim spray.
Exactly. You could
Or,
even
like,
just take
pre-fire.
your classic out and just right
Yeah.
click them and they're
Just right
dead
click. Yeah.
through some
Or- yeah.
random smoke because they got hit by it. And I get a lot of kills. I'm a Clove player too. I'm a smokes main as well originally. That's the first role I got to Immortal 1 and Immortal 3. That's the first role I got to Immortal 3 with was smokes. Okay? And then I turned into a okay, before that I was a sentinel. Before I hit Immortal, I was like stuck diamond or sentinel, and then I switched to smokes, got to Immortal 3, then I turned into a duelist player because I wanted to be all fancy and shit on drop 40 every game. Okay, but there's value in this when you can time it properly. Okay, maybe I should put it like that. Not just using it. There's no value in just using it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you need to time it properly, obviously. And I'll be
Yeah,
honest with you.
I think that's the good point. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I was the same in the beginning when episode 5, no, episode like 3, 4, when I was leading up to my peak play mechanic fundamentals. I was the same. Trust me, I struggled to not only know where to put it, but how to time it properly. For example, I'm the C player. It's a simple example. They're just coming to C, right? Running it down C. Like I would just throw it early, like just to stop them. It wouldn't even hit them. But as I got better at understanding, wait, I'm throwing it too early. It's no value. It's not really doing anything but stopping them. I want to stop them and apply the debuff. I started kind of thinking about that and worked on the timing and really be patient and kind of hear noise and anticipate, use feeling involved and the past experiences as well. Does that make sense? So I
Yeah.
understand. It's hard. It's scary. I had those feelings too. I said the same thing, believe it or not, where I'm like, because my friends used to tell me, yo, why do you not use any utility besides smokes? And I'd be like, yo, I'm too scared. I don't want to get off my gun because one time I got off to do this and the guy just killed me. And then I subjectively said, oh my God, if I take my utility, I'm going to die. Right? But that's wrong. You
Yeah.
got to be objective where if you don't use your utility, you're not playing a role. And you got to look at it like this. I look at it like this. Once I buy my utility, I need to make sure it's gone by the end of the round, whether I've wasted it, used it slightly where it's some little value or a lot of value. And obviously, your metal, your
Can't use
heal,
that.
we can't use it without a kill.
Can't
So
use
there's gonna be
You
that.
get
some
a kill,
times
yeah.
where certain utility, we're not gonna be able to use it. Reyna stuff where you gotta kind of kill somebody. So
Dismiss, yeah.
right, it's different. But if it is expendable at any time, any place, you need to use it by the end of the round. Whether you wasted it or it was max value, you fucking decayed 5 people, or you decayed 1, or it just stalled people. Do you understand my point? And
Yeah,
once you
I
do
agree. I
that,
agree.
once you do that, it will make you better at it. And that's why I was telling you, yo, just fuck it in the beginning, throw it in a corner, doesn't matter. Okay, and then you're gonna start using it. You're gonna get better at being comfortable at bringing it out. That's what I said. Then you're gonna start using it to stop them. Then once that develops, you get better at stopping them. You're gonna want to start thinking, wait, I want maximum value with my utility. And if I were to ask you the question, do pros want maximum, you know, maximum value with their utility? What would you say? Simple answer is yes.
Yeah, of
Pros
course.
think like that, where they're like, I need maximum. And I'm sure you've seen Radiant streams where this guy will he'll be like, he knows they're coming, see, but he's just waiting for them to
Yeah.
actually come and then throw it. You've seen that, right, in Radiant streams, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's why they do that. It's because they want maximum value. They don't want little value. That's what decent players think about. The elite players want maximum. They want to decay 4, 5 people, not 1. Okay, so I hope that logic kind of makes sense to you,
Yeah.
and can kind of help you move forward, because it's important you move forward. If you're stuck on not using it ever, and I'm not saying you are. There's a lot of students where they're like, their just ego is so big, like, nah, I don't want to do it still, and they still don't do it. Even when I explain these things and break it down to them, obviously whatever reason that is, I don't know, and I don't really care because I know I can use it. I'm just trying to help the student, right, to become high level. So if you want to become high level, you need to kind of start thinking about utility in this way. And trust me, I can really relate with what you said. Okay, where it's like, oh, I don't want to get off this POV. I don't want them to know where they are. But once you start understanding the game to a certain level, it just things just kind of make sense where I need to use it. Right? This argument where, oh, I don't want them. They're
It's like
gonna
it's
they're
like
gonna know.
it's like a valid point.
Yeah.
But like the payoff is not.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
payoff
I
thing,
agree.
right? It's like
Yeah.
the payoff of the thing is higher than like
Exactly. You
Yeah.
got it spot on. Like, I really love the way you think. I think you have logic. I don't think you're a super emotional person by us talking, right? But
Yeah.
you're correct. It's valid, super valid by you saying, "Yep, I don't want to be seen." Super valid. But there's no value, right?
Yeah.
The thought process is valid, but in terms of objective value, production
Yeah.
value, what you can do for the team, yourself, there's nothing. Do you understand? So that's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? Or I think how we talked about it was perfect. I think a lot of people can learn from this moment in time. Okay. So any more questions with this note?
No.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So let's move on. Okay. The next one is needs to take orb to feed alt. This one will be not extensive or anything. I'll try to break it down much quicker. I don't want to be stuck on this note. It's really self-explanatory. Needs to take orb to feed alt, especially if he's one off. Also, needs to understand he needs to be mega aggressive, and I wrote mega in all caps. Usually I don't write in all caps, but I write it in all caps when that's like a highlighted point that you really need to focus on. Okay, so mega and I wrote also in all caps. So also needs to understand he needs to be mega aggressive when he has ult for the team. It doesn't matter if he dies. He will get info and they will trade, or at least you need to believe and trust that they will trade you. And I can kind of argue that you need to trust them because they're Immortal players. If you're an Iron lobby, okay, I'll be like, okay, maybe we can make an argument to start baiting and just let them go in first, even if you have ult, right? To save it in a 1v1 situation or something
Yeah.
like that, right? But you are in an elo where there needs to be some level of trust to understanding their capabilities of being able to trade you. And I believe that. Even if it's EU, NA, it does not matter. If you're Immortal, they probably get the general idea of how to trade, no? So, with that being said, I would like you to look at orbs, and I'll go through this with you quickly. What ways can we feed our ult? Let's pretend our ult has no, it's not full, it's not active. Okay, how can we fill it up? Which ways? There's 5 ways.
Orb,
Orb,
kills,
kills,
plant.
plant, good. 2 more. Super
Uh,
simple. The opposites of what you said.
oh, death.
Death, last one. Super simple. Opposite of plant.
Oh, diffuse. Yeah.
Diffuse. There's 5. Right? And minus death, okay, is a kill of value. Is it valuable? Getting a kill.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Of course, right. Is planting the bomb of some value? Maybe not as big, but is it of
Yeah,
value?
it's value.
Yeah, it's pretty valuable. Is defusing the bomb valuable? Whether you had a free defuse or 1v1 defuse, 2v1 2
Pretty valuable. Yeah.
pretty valuable. Right? Did I say all of them? Kills, deaths. Oh, sorry, kills, diffuses, plants, and the last one, which is orbs, picking them up. Is this a value of a kill
Yeah.
in your mind? Yeah. And I
I
said
think
this.
I think the orb's valuable. It's hella valuable.
Yeah, exactly. And I said
I
this with
think
a
like people fight over the orbs. It's
right.
valuable.
I said this with another Immortal student, which he was a Clove player as well, and he was doing the same thing as you, running past every orb, and then nobody was fighting for it on his team. Like it was his. You know what I mean? Like every round it was his,
Yeah.
and he couldn't pick it up. And then I told him the same thing, where I'm like, okay, we can make a case where the orb is as valuable as the kill, right? And just how you said hella valuable, we can also make another case where it's even more valuable than a kill. Why? I'll explain it to you. Because it's free. Do we need to kill anybody to get it? No. We know exactly where it is at the start of the round, every round. The only thing we have to worry about with orbs is if somebody's going to kill us while we pick it up, right? Like obviously our teammates have to cover us, or we gotta quickly do it. That's like the only concern with the orb. No.
Yeah.
So
Well, I bait it, but yeah.
right, but you get my point. Like we can theory craft
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it all day, but my point is that in my eyes, this is actually more valuable than a kill because of how accessible it is. It's free.
Yeah.
So coming to that note, you need to pick this. Like me, when I play, I literally hog this shit. Obviously, if a guy just picks it up before I can, there's nothing I can do. But usually, 70-80% of the time, when I say, yo, let me get the orb, let me get the orb, they give it to me. Right? Because they understand when I'm playing Killjoy, Clove, Fade, and this is not just a smokes player note. There should be a note when you play any agent with big ults. Fade, Breach, Vice, Clove, okay, Gecko, whatever, KO.
I mean, I like Jet. I like Jet a lot as
Yeah,
well.
even Jet. We can argue with Jet. Reyna, probably one agent we can argue that doesn't need it, right? Because she's
I
gonna.
actually like it though, but I wouldn't
Sure,
prioritize it. But if
but
they don't want it, I like
right,
it.
right. But like you said, you wouldn't prioritize it. The logic doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense. Where would we feed the
Yeah,
Reyna
yeah.
the ult or the Breach? We're gonna give it to the Breach,
No,
hands
no,
down,
no.
right? A
Yeah.
Clove, and obviously there's factors that come into play, which are how close they are to ult, right?
Yeah,
If
like
a
1 off, 9
right,
off. Yeah.
you know, if Breach has 1 out of the 8 or whatever how many he needs, and then Reyna's 5 out of 6, and it's a 3v3, we're probably gonna give it to Reyna, right?
Yeah.
So that will look past, but yeah, that's kind of how I would like
In general.
yeah, I would kind of how like you to look at that and
Pick that
hog it
motherfucker
and
up more.
hog this shit.
Yeah.
Like literally tell them, yo, give me the orb at the start of the round. Give me it, give me it, give me it. And a lot of times people are not gonna say no, no, fuck you, unless they are like I told you, 1 off and they need it and it's a huge ult. Killjoy,
Yeah.
Breach. Does that make sense? So
Raise, yeah.
right, and also another tip is the faster we faster we fill it up, and then the faster we can use it. What can
Yeah,
we do?
more we get.
the more we
The
get.
more odds you get, yeah.
And this tip is like the difference between you using your ult 4 times a half versus 2. And is 4
Yeah.
times using the ult of value or 2 times? Which one's more valuable? 4. It's just I don't
Yeah.
even need that. You don't even need to answer. It could be rhetorical. It's just so common sense. You're a Immortal player. Well, you'll understand that, right? 4 clove ults versus 2 clove ults. Bro, it's fucking hands. You can do way more. You can do so much shit. So
Yeah.
that's that. Okay. The next part of this note is once you have your ult, run it fucking down. There was hesitation here. I had to push you a little bit mentally. I was like, bro, run, go, tell him you're gonna run it down. And you're like, guys, I'm gonna run it down. You're still standing here. I could tell, I could smell. You don't need to tell me. I knew you were uncomfortable with running it in. I could tell you
Yeah.
haven't done that a lot. Okay, I'm not saying you're a
Because
bad player.
I'm the constant trader. If that makes sense.
Right, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
when you get your ult, is where you have to kind of immediately shift that mind to flip the switch, if you may will. Okay, I don't have ult.
Yeah.
I'm the trader. Play safe. Get my smokes. Okay, and decay when they're going in on a proper spot. Like they start entering on attacking side. You're gonna use this too. You need to. Right, it's gonna section parts off as well. When they entry, you throw one here right before they go in. What will this do? It will stall the guys in water. He's not gonna stand here AFK. He's gonna back up, right? And so that's that. But when you don't have ult, you become the trader, more passive, focus on your utility, throwing smokes down. When you have your ult, you need to flip the switch and understanding you become Jet Reyna. Okay? Get your
Yeah.
ult and tell them. It's important you tell them because I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes when you go in and you don't tell them, they're not going to follow up. They're not even going to be aware sometimes. People are bad, even Immortal players. Okay, so tell them, guys, usually when I have ult, I tell them very, very assertively. I tell them, guys, I'm going to run it down. I'm going to entry and scale. Follow me. And a lot of the times, 80-90% of the times, they're going to follow me. Okay, so that's that. I forgot my note. And a part of that is as well. Sorry. Part of this note was that it doesn't matter if you die. That's the main reason I'm telling you to be mega aggressive. And if I were to ask you a question, why does it matter to die? What would you say? Super simple.
Well, because I get traded,
Right.
and then
And
obviously I can ult.
and not that. The most important thing is that you gain information for them to trade you. For example, you come
Yeah.
out here because you're super mega aggressive, and let's say you didn't clear this or whatever. We can theory craft all day. Let's say you just died from this corner because you didn't clear it. I'm not saying you would, but let's just say you died. What will your teammates see? Let's freeze it. You're here. You're dead. Okay. Your teammates are right behind you. What will they see on the minimap? Or no, through their
Yeah.
POV stuff?
Instant player.
Instant red question mark here, or let's say they're not even looking at the minimap, they looking at the POV. Okay, they
Just
just
shots, yeah.
automatically know there's a guy shooting here with sound. The gun, there's a little bit glare on the guns, right? So boom,
Yeah.
and then you pop your ult, and then you aggressively start fucking running it down, scaling, and then that helps take the site. You see how it's like a double value
Yeah.
thing there? It's like you clear the site, they're gonna run away, they're not gonna fight you, because if they do, they're stupid, because you have good aim. If they fight you, you're gonna kill them, and then you're back alive, and now it's 5v3 instead of a 4v4. Does that make sense? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what this note means. Okay, we won't break it down further. I think you understand it. Any questions?
Yeah. No.
That's
Understand.
it. That's it. Beautiful. You understand it. Great. Let's move on. Just try to apply this knowledge. I tell a lot of my students because there's a lot of reoccurring students. Like I get some students that do 2 sessions a week or 1 session a week, and I tell them apply. It's one thing to know what I'm telling you. Do it. And a
Yeah.
lot of them, 60%, obviously they're worse than you in terms of rank. They're sometimes diamond, ascendant, plat players, so they don't really know how to apply like that or consistently still. But they show up and they still don't do it. And I have to, and I'm just nagging them, and it makes me look bad. But what I'm trying to say is that it's one thing to know, it's another to apply. Because if you can apply,
Well, I think like
yeah,
it's like really you're like doing this really well because like I already think like there's very easy applicable ones, which is like short term like wins, if that makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
like pick up the orb,
right,
scale with the ults,
yeah, and there's gonna be harder ones, obviously too, right? Where
like throw the medal.
yeah, Yeah.
And then the harder ones is definitely more around like the communication and like
Right.
the
Yeah.
eye gelling,
Yeah.
which you'll have to work
Yeah.
on. But
And
yeah,
what I was gonna say is that once you apply, what that does, as in you have applied it correctly at least once or 3 or 4 times, where you're like, oh, awesome, I can do it. What do you think will happen? Do you get worse at it or better? Super simple.
I have to get better, right?
You get better at
I
it
hope.
because you,
I'd
right?
hope.
Well, okay, we're gonna assume
I mean,
you're a normal
yeah,
human being with a normal
a human
brain,
being.
and it
Yeah,
can
I'd
use
hope.
at least 10% of your
Yeah.
brain, right? That's
There'll
a
be a
joke,
little bit.
obviously.
There's a little bit
Right.
something wrong with me.
Right,
if
right,
I
and I
get
know
any
you
worse
can.
by
That's
doing it.
that's
Oh,
the
but
can. We're joking
yeah,
around, but I know you can. That's the thing.
yeah,
But my point is that once you can do it once, apply it, and you have that in you, okay, because that's a high level trait. A person that's a Radiant player can instantly apply something they want to see, want to try, they saw, or somebody told them that was bad. They can instantly do that. Okay, but my point is that
yeah,
once you do it, you get better at it because you're gonna gain experience. You're gonna make the mistake like I told you before and fix it. Okay, this was okay. Maybe I just ran in and didn't tell them. I turned my ult on too late. Whatever. I don't want to get into it too crazy because it's gonna overcomplicate things. But um, yeah. So just make sure you're gonna apply this knowledge because what's the point of you doing the session with me, right? You might as well not have done it at all. Uh,
yeah,
in that sense, right? Where like, oh,
yeah, yeah,
you're gonna keep making the mistake you keep making. Okay, go ahead, but I don't care. Obviously, I care to some degree where I don't want you to. That's why I'm here spending time with you, breaking things down and making sure you understand it because I don't want you to make the same bad mistakes or mistakes that are gonna make you lose rounds in games because then you're not gonna hit your goals. What kind of coach would I be if I give you information that made you lose, right? So, um,
yeah.
that's something I'd like you to think about. Apply the knowledge, and don't worry, I'm gonna send you the notes. I'm gonna send you the VOD, so that way, whenever you forgot or you want to revisit something, you can. And I really recommend you do that. Okay, because we're talking about so much, there's so much information. We're breaking things out. You may forget, or you want to see the logic behind it, whatever it is. Okay, so let's move on. The next thing is okay, we're almost done actually. 5 more notes, might be about 20 more minutes, 30 minutes. So the next note is needs to understand what angles are going to see them first for the smokes, and we kind of talked about it briefly. We didn't break
Yeah,
it
yeah.
down
I
extensively, but
remember.
this is super important that you ingrain this, apply this to your game now, where you are thinking. Remember how you told me you're like, wait, I kind of have trouble with kind of like the angles and stuff like that, or whatever that point
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
right? This is where it is of like that skill is around. I'm not saying necessarily is, but once you kind of get better at this and think about it and apply it, bro, you're gonna go play this game and you're gonna be running around knowing exactly where to look because that's the type of player I am. And I'm not saying I'm a pro, but I have my own protocols. And obviously, I never had a guy like me to teach me this. All this stuff I'm telling you is self taught. I'm not joking. No, I never really did coaching at all. Okay. No, like this is all self taught. You know how? It's through experience. Is I made all these mistakes where we were coming out tree at 3 people and I smoked heaven and this guy just came here and fucking killed all of us and just won the round. That's how I learned,
yeah.
right? So
I mean, I did the same thing. Now that I think
right,
about it,
right.
technically,
You did.
if I
But
didn't shoot the Gecko,
right.
thing, I think I would have killed Gecko as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. You did make the same mistake, but the result was good because it didn't matter.
Yeah,
You threw the smoke here and you still won the round, right? I
yeah,
had
yeah.
the opposite result where I didn't do it and we literally lost the round, lost the game off of it. You get my point? So
No, as in no, as in like I was on defense. Remember when I dropped down drop and I killed the clove because technically the
oh,
smoke he didn't
this
smoke
one.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
I
if I
get what you're
didn't
saying.
shoot the
Yeah.
wingman, I would have killed Gecko. I'm
Right,
sure.
right. Yeah, but I'm kind of looking past that one. Yeah, but you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's very similar in
But it's
terms
the
of
same. Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
mean, same.
yeah,
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 same
it's the same
concept.
same concept. But even then, I think it's slightly different because you don't generally need to smoke tree. Like yeah, obviously it's good. But you went for the fight, so it's like a little bit different. But
Oh
here,
no,
what?
I mean like like what you're saying right now is in like this mistake because the guy can come out of drop.
Right,
I
right.
did the same thing. I came
Yeah,
out of drop on defense, if that makes
right.
sense. Like
Exactly. Yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah, like
Yeah, I
that
agree.
he didn't smoke it.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And
yeah.
then you got to kill the
So I
gecko.
got to
Yeah, and then yeah,
yeah, well,
yeah.
I got to kill the clove and
Oh,
I
the
probably
clove.
would have
Sorry, the
killed
first guy.
Gecko.
The first guy. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
it was clove. Sorry, I thought it was gecko.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, yep. But yeah, I agree, 100% agree. But anyways, so what I'm saying is that once you kind of start thinking about it and experiencing like this moment in time, this specific round where you guys came out tree, you need to learn from it, right? Being like, okay,
Yeah.
drop sees me first, heaven sees me last, second. Okay, logically, common sense wise, we just smoke drop because you
Dropping
had,
smoke.
and also the main factor was you had one smoke. If you
Yeah.
had two, it's no brainer. Derp, derp. You throw it both down at the same time, or even you could even time it where we're coming out drop. You throw
No
this one,
peeking.
okay? They're coming out, and then your teammates, your duelists are going out. You're not gonna be the first one going like this on your iPad. Then you throw this
Dropping a
one down
smoke.
as they're coming out. You get what I'm saying? Like you maximize on the time the smoke can be up, right? Because if you throw them both down, this one's gonna go down quicker, but they're not really in danger here yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like a
Yeah.
really high level way of thinking of timing on utility. You don't have to do that, but I recommend you start thinking like that. But yeah, so always kind of, we can so anyways, before I do that, we can always just always kind of think about what is seeing us
No
first. That's
peeking.
how you can look at it. What's gonna see us first and be the most threat? Which angle, right? So logically
I mean,
thing.
it's that and then left. Well,
Yeah, I
technically,
mean,
like the left side,
so
and then as you scale left, yeah.
So I mean, there actually is three options to smoke when you're coming out tree, but in your specific example, somebody was coming main, so we don't need to smoke this off. Right?
Yeah,
He's got
yeah, yeah.
control there. But let's say, for example, you guys all went tree, then you can make a case to smoke here as well. If you feel like, there was a couple stairs while you guys were coming tree, you heard that, whatever. I'll leave that up to you. Okay, but let's just make the case where it's an A split. Then you just go for the drop, then heaven smoke.
Dropping smokes.
Okay, that makes sense. And maybe I could kind of help you look at it at different angles as well on different parts of the map. But this is something I wanted you to think about, not just on Lotus. You need to develop this because I can't sit here and give you every single map, every single site. Obviously, if you want, ask me a question or ask me. I can help you in the DMs, but we would spend like an hour doing that, right? So what I want you is you to develop that, but it's usually what I tell my students when I come up with this note, because you're not the first guy I've seen this with. You're probably like the 20th guy. Okay, I tell them, okay, use logic. What is gonna be seeing you first? For example, I'll test your logic out. Okay, when you come into B, what sees you first? Link,
Well, it's right in front of you,
C
yeah.
link, or breakable?
C-Link.
Right. That was just the most simple, easiest answer. I know you know. I didn't ask that question to see if you're dumb. It's just to open up your mind
Yeah.
where you can start developing this thought processes of how to think. Wait, C Link sees us even before Heaven and Link. So it just makes sense if we're gonna execute B. Okay, whichever way you want to smoke it, like this or like this, you can go both ways about it. I tend to smoke like this or like
Yeah,
this,
same, yeah.
like this. Sometimes I'll smoke like this because I don't want them to have this space here, right? So I want to make sure to see if they've walked out or if they're there already or whatever. So that's usually how I smoke it, or I keep it tight, or like this as well. I think a big chunk of it I smoke
No
like this though.
peeking.
So
Yeah.
that's that. So now and then there'll be times where now you're thinking, wait, what sees me first? But information is what's important as well, because if let's say you get here and a teammate came wide and didn't see anything, he's holding it, do we need to smoke it? Probably not. Probably need to smoke this. Right, that's how I look at it. Right, this sees us
Yeah.
first. Let's say a teammate's out here. This is like a specific example, obviously. But if you want to go really safe, which I've seen this and I've done too myself, is you just smoke what is the first two angles that are gonna see you, the most high threat angles. So see Link, Heaven, and then we just fucking swing this together. 4 people, right? Does that make sense? 3 people, and then maybe
Yeah.
one guy will hold this like this. Boop, 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 boop. Right, and then the 3 people are swinging out wide, and then they start setting up, pushing, being aggressive, setting up on site, and then the last guy might hold this just in case he walks out and peeks or whatever. Right? Does that make sense? And then you can decide
Yeah.
what to re-smoke off information. Noise, clutch, situational awareness, 2v2. Okay, one's confirmed, breakable, I'm gonna smoke it off for you guys, whatever. I'll leave that up to you. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's that. Let's move on. Any questions with this?
No.
Okay, that's all. And I know you'll get better at it. It's just a matter of applying what I taught you, which is what's gonna see me first. Okay, what's the information at hand? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then you'll develop that as you make mistakes. Be critical. When you made the wrong smoke, it was bad. Okay, should have smoked here instead, maybe. Okay, it's not always definitive, but it's always sometimes in theory, right? So be critical and break it down so you can get better. That's the point of doing it. It's not to make us ourselves feel like shit because we're like, oh, you're a terrible player, I'm terrible. It's to take accountability so we can move forward and to never make, or at least make those mistakes at a 5% rate instead of a 60% rate. Does that make sense? So that's that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. The next category is movement slash positioning. The first note is needs to not pre-aim swing out smoke on C. So I'm sure you remember this. We kind of talked
Yeah,
about
I
it, right?
remember this.
Like
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll kind of reenact what you did from what I remember. Okay, this was smoked like this, something like this.
No peeking.
I think it was actually a little bit tighter here.
Drop in a smoke.
Yeah, it's like this.
It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this, and you pre-aimed here because obviously they're coming out, and you went like this. But what happened? The chamber was already here, like this, on an
Yeah.
off angle. Whether he told himself, I'm gonna be on an off angle, or he got lucky and he was going to go push, and then the timing which you peaked was he was just ready, just doop, and he may even got scared.
I'm sure it was that, but it doesn't
Probably.
matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We can go both ways about it, but the point is that you should probably coming out smoke like this more, like slice the pie more than just because you went full speed. There was no like caution at all. You're just like pre-aim, go, right?
I think I do. I don't know. I think I think that's like one of my like habits. I guess is like quite bad. As in like, if I'm not sure of what to do, I'll just pre-aim and go because I feel like there is situations where chamber will be there and stuff like off angles, but
Yeah.
I can find a fight quickly. So if I'm not sure what to do,
Sure.
I'll just try and find a fight. If that
Right,
makes
right.
sense.
And I'm gonna ask you a few questions now. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you see a lot of pros do that where they go
Nah, hell no.
like that? Not really. Do you see what was the next? Fuck, my mind's going blank. I was just about to ask the question. It's what is better in terms of maybe efficiency in killing is to full sprint fight like that, and then we might have to flick, right? Because maybe he moved like the chamber did, or we come out and we're cautiously clearing every degree of angle. Which one is better? More value.
I mean,
Or-
definitely the second one.
Right. And you can see it's logically makes sense because there's no caution at all. You just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You're just like, let's go. Which, sometimes I can respect, especially if you know he's there. That's a different story. We didn't know anything besides they're coming out. And there was multiple. It's not like it was confirmed in a 1v1 scenario where it's like one. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, as well, with this point, is that
No peeking.
caution generally is the best option. And that's why you see a lot of Radiant players on stream or pro players where they're just so patiently just clearing. Sometimes I even like catch myself being like, "Bro, can this guy go outside or like can he go out already?" Like you know what I mean? Like I get kind of sick of them
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
so cautiously. But pro players, Radiant players do it so consistently. And there's a reason. And it makes sense to me. It's like they don't want to die. They want the highest chance to win the fights, right? Don't you? I do. I also believe that, right? So I'm sure 90% want the highest chance to win a fight. Nobody wants a 0% chance to win the fight, right? They want 90%, 80, 80, 70. So what I would like you to do moving forward is
Drop in a
take I'm not saying 100% more caution, even though that's kind of what I'm saying. Just take more caution. There's a little bit more value by you just working on being cautious and small movement. When I watch the best players, it's very small, cautious movement rather than a pre-aim unless it's definitive. This guy's in this
Right
corner, 100% called out. Okay, and then it's a 1v1 and he's gonna go for it. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's that. Any questions?
No, I
Let us know.
agree.
Also,
Yeah.
I'll help you with one thing as well. I don't know if you know. I'm pretty sure you know. You're Immortal. I'm not saying you do this or anything. It's just for a future reference tip. Don't ever come out smokes like this. Okay, gun
Yeah,
first.
gun
You
barrel, yeah.
always come out side first. You know how many
Yeah.
times I come out of
Swing,
smoke like
yeah.
this and I still kill him even though he's holding the smoke because I'm like in his POV it's
Just quick.
way quicker because of information being relayed. You know how this ping server to computer, like bro, we can talk about it all day, right? But it's just how the game works and the servers and the internet where ping and stuff like that, where latency, where if you just come out smokes like that, bro, you'll gain a 2% edge, even maybe it's a 1% edge, right? But again,
Yeah.
it adds up. If we're constantly adding up 1, 2% here, 4% here, 3%, bro, at the end of the day, you're gonna improve by 20%, no, in the long term.
Yeah.
So it all adds up. So I would really like you to start thinking about it. I'm not saying you don't do this. You do this just for future reference. That's all. Let's move on. Okay. The next
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is positioning wise on defense needs to play up front and aggressively hold position. So this note really came on defense side and also in the first 7, 8 rounds where not maybe 8, like 6, 7, around, yeah, 5, 6, maybe around there, where you even asked me like, what do you think about this positioning? And I was like, it's a little bit passive, right? You even said, I think it's passive, right? It's a little
Yeah.
bit too passive for me. And like how I explained here, right? I'm like, what is the distance from here to here? If we ping
Right
it,
here.
16 meters, like literally 1 second, 1 second of time of movement. Okay, maybe 2 seconds. Okay, but that 2 seconds of micro adjustment in your positioning makes all the difference. Where we can know, absolutely gather information and control.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that make sense? Besides here,
Yeah.
do we know? No. Can we see?
What do you think
No.
about like
Yep.
as in like situationally for this game? Because
Mhm.
90% of the time I'm used to just fighting on A, if that
Mhm.
makes sense, and then obviously going
Yep.
breakable B.
Yep.
Now like in this scenario specifically,
Mhm.
apart from the fact that yeah, I could have IGL'd a bit more, like it just ended up like 2B, 2C, and I was just kind of
Right.
left
Yep.
like
So.
so obviously I could have come like actually raise you go on
Right.
A
Yep.
and
Yep.
then
Yep.
but now I'm the one kind of having to hold the A
Mhm.
space, which is kind of weird if that
Yep.
makes
Yep.
sense.
Yep.
Because like how am I going to smoke for C?
Yep.
So
Exactly.
like
So.
how do you feel? Like
Yeah.
well,
So.
so I think this position is probably the best
Yeah,
case,
for
isn't it? Like
Clove,
yeah,
for Clove,
yeah,
and if you're by yourself, that's what I was gonna
yeah,
say. If you are a
yeah.
duelist where they don't need you in positioning, right? You're like a duelist here and a duelist here doesn't make a difference. He can't smoke for you, right? Maybe it only will change the flash for Reyna. That's it.
Yeah.
But if you're a duelist, when I'm a duelist, I can tell you through what I do. When I'm a duelist, I play sight, whether that's tree. Okay, I usually don't start backside. I usually
Right here.
always start in this area. Okay, or I make
Try
the
and take
play,
something early, yeah.
or I take the play to walk down breakable and get into a position where it can be on an off angle or on top of this box here, and then maybe I just timing where they peek and I just kill and I dismiss out, right? Pew, 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 pew,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So that's kind of how you can look at it as a duelist, whether you're Reyna, Jet, Neon, whatever. And maybe I'll send you this video where it went pretty viral on TikTok. Content I posted literally like 5 days ago. It got like 42K views, 3K likes, and it's literally talking about this exact note, which is don't be passive. Start up front first, then decide what your options are later. Okay, and so I'll continue as a duelist. Play over here in this area, or make the case to walk down. Okay, obviously it's all situational, right? But I think in your case specifically in this game, you got it on the nail. Like just play here, because that
Yeah.
way we can easily
How can I
go
stop?
and smoke things off, right?
Yeah, I get
You
to
can
see, yeah.
you can get to see pretty quickly rather than over here and here. It'll be another
Yeah.
3 4 seconds, right? Um,
But you still
and
have that A line,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. And then it's automatic. You can smoke B if they go B.
B, yeah.
And then if they go A as well, you're still in a position where, oh, you gathered info, and let's say you got scared, or there's too many, or they dumped utility, like a Vice Molly here, or like a whatever Molly, or like a stun,
Yeah,
and
smoke or
and you could
you
be
could
on.
take a pop shot as well, low
Sure.
key.
Right, right. What I'll leave that up to you, what you want to do off here. But I think the
Yeah.
position where you start is more important, if you get my point. Because
Yeah, yeah.
you're starting here, right? In my mind, like I was like,
We were really lucky to not get punished for it, to
yeah,
be honest.
yeah, I agree.
This is not,
Yeah.
yeah, this is not more like I don't know. They were really shit,
They were
to be
terrible,
honest.
right? But I think also what helped was that initially you guys did fight for A, so they're maybe in their mind they got like conditioned. We're
That's
like,
kind of what happened. I think
yo,
that second one was actually big.
they're
Yeah, yeah.
fucking, they're just perma
Too
fighting
good on A,
A,
yeah.
right? So that could be also a thing. We don't know, right? It's something that's unknown, but we could theory craft that could be a case too.
And it's like chamber as well, so it's like
Right.
our weak C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that logic 100%. I would say the same if I was on and that's what I do say when there's a chamber and I know he's gonna play C. First pistol round,
Yeah.
I'm like, run it down, 5-man C.
Get C,
It's
yeah.
weak, right? If it's a cipher, I usually called for the fake A to go C, because then they lean A, and then he's got trips up on C and he's by himself, and then we take a 4v1 where we'll even break the utility. It needs to be a little bit more thought involved against the KJ and Cypher, because he's got really strong utility, right? Versus a
Yeah,
chamber
yeah.
where it's like it doesn't fucking matter, it does nothing, it just
Yeah,
slows,
it
just
does
fucking
nothing,
go,
yeah.
right? So it's a little bit different of a mindset there. But yeah, with your question here, like logically, it's just so
Yeah,
much
that's the best
better.
spot.
Yeah, just
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
can
It's yeah.
see, we
Yeah, I
can
agree.
hear, we have control, we have the line, like you said,
Yeah.
right? That's and I think for me, out of all of those, it's the information and the control is the most important. If there's
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
else, I think that's really all we talk about that we need to
I
talk about.
agree. I
But
agree.
it's the
Yeah.
control. Maybe not like a physical control, as in you're here stopping them, but it's control
Yeah.
by you get
Just
information,
just knowing,
right,
yeah,
and you
nothing's
know
there, yeah.
what's happening, right? It's kind of like
No lurkers, no
control and
fake, no,
information,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so that's that. I think we broke it down pretty well. You asked a very good question, right? And so and we can break it down on anywhere else. Okay, when you're playing B, don't fucking start here, start here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Try to
forward, yeah.
try to feel it out a little bit, hold for a little bit, like that line we have here, right? Just feel it out. Okay, you hear them, obviously back up. You're not gonna fucking stand here. Okay, there's no noise. What can we do? You just permanently stay here, no? And then we have perma information. And then if you want to get frisky, you start here, and then your teammates give you some information. Yo, 3A, 4C, 3C. What do we there's other
Get like alert
options.
going,
We
yeah.
can start flanking, right? And if I were to ask you how many times it takes space, goose egg, you never did, because your position didn't allow you to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're so fucking far back that you knew if you're gonna take space, it's gonna take too long. Might as well just rotate. You're in spawn already, right? So I will send you that video where you can kind of see how I explained it. I explained it pretty like 10 out of 10 in that video. That's probably why it blew up. So you can take a look when I send it to you too. And then we can kind of look at C2. Don't fucking start in spawn or deep water spawn. Start down here, right? And then back up if you need. And this is my next point, and it's in the video as well, where you start aggressively, not start aggressively as running it down aggressively, but you start aggressively by controlling, managing aggressively, having a presence aggressively. Then in your mind, and you need to start doing this on defense, have a secondary, third option in positioning. Like plan ahead. Don't just be like, I'm gonna aggressively maintain the space and sit here, and if they push me, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna start here aggressively, and then if they push me off, I'm gonna go bend and then have an off angle or play off that again, and or hold from here, or I'm gonna go here, or it's gonna be pillar, or it's gonna be water. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then you take
Yeah.
it to a level where it's first position here aggressively. Oh, there's a lot. 3. I've given them the info. They're pushing me off with utility. Okay, I'm gonna come to my second position. They're running up. Okay, so that confirms they're probably gonna hit it. I communicate, whatever. They start dumping more utility here. Okay, I might have to leave. Okay, maybe this is a bad secondary position when they're coming in, because you're gonna die here unless this is smoked, right? But whatever, I'll leave that up to you. I want you to develop that. I can't give you a textbook. There's no textbook answer. Just think about how many positions you can take. You can get really creative, no? So I'll let you develop that. I can maybe tell you the spots I like to play, and that's about it. But I know that everybody's different, and everyone has their own mental type thinking, and positioning and sweet spots and a play style. So that's why I tell my students, you develop that. Just keep in mind when you play aggressively in the beginning with your first position, always have a backup, because if there's shit's gonna go bad, you know that they're gonna dump off, you're gonna get pressured, they're gonna run at you. You can't panic in this moment when you're falling off that first position. You need to immediately know where to go and where your sweet spot is to have value, to protect, to kill, whatever, hold, whatever you want to say. Does that make sense? So that's that. Okay, any more questions with this note?
No, no.
H2P, what's good? What's up? Okay, then let's move on. Okay, and I'll send you the clip so that way you can kind of see again. Okay, and another example, because it was with another student. But we pretty much talked about everything in that video. The next note, okay, we are now in. Oh wait, no, last note for movement and positioning. The note is teammates on round 14. Go in entry. We talked about this, remember? Go in entry, and you'll see it in the VOD. He, they go in entry. He's just sitting in the smoke. Needs to go in and help the team. This happens when you're in the lobby for too long. Let me just rejoin. But remember that round where I was like, "Yo," and I
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to
of
break
course.
it. I try to break it down for you, not to see if you're dumb, to open up your mind. I said, "What happened? Where were we going? First of all, because we gotta lay down what happened." And you said B. Well, I can't help you. I was like, B. Okay. Once their defensive smoke went down to stop us because they knew we were kind of heavy B main. What happened? You said, "Oh, we went in," and I was like, "Yeah, the neon rays and the gecko went in, right?" And you're like, "Yeah," and I asked, "What did you do?" And you're like, "Passive." But besides you saying passive, which you were, I would like that you were able to pinpoint. I was sitting in the smoke. I shouldn't have done that, right? Because
Well, this is my ideology,
go
like
ahead. Yeah.
behind that
Mhm.
specific play. So, like, I was sitting in the smoke, but not for like no reason, if that makes sense. Because
Sure.
usually on Lotus,
Yeah.
like, well, we knew they were heavy A, right? And also the
Mhm.
breakable wasn't broken until we were like halfway up B. It wasn't like broken straight away, meaning that like they're three A stuck
Mhm.
on long,
Mhm.
and then so that means obviously that's normal. So
Sure.
there's maybe one
So
B,
what?
maybe one
Right.
C,
If one
and
of
I
Yep.
those
think like
lookalikes came over here
I
and
felt
pretended to be
that there
one of you,
wouldn't
I'm
be
not sure
two
I'd be
on
able to
B
tell
at
the
this point.
difference. My
Sure.
ult is
Maybe just
ready.
maximum one. So I felt okay. These three guys are rushing in. My idea is that I know because we heard the breakable door, and there's going to be a lot of people coming breakable. So
Right.
my thought process was, well, if I play smoke here, they're
Mhm.
going to get the site, so it's fine.
Okay.
I chose to smoke breakable because obviously I know that's where the most pressure is.
Right.
Then again, because I'm like a very tradey player on Clove, so
Yeah.
like I was just gonna literally um like pre-aim swing
Okay.
after they came in. But what happened is they didn't actually come in for a
Mhm.
very long time.
Right.
So it kind of felt like I was baiting a little bit, but
Yeah. You.
which I wasn't, which I
Yeah. Yeah.
was, but
Yeah.
like
You
I
were.
felt like it was for a decent reason because I was
Sure.
just gonna because I thought they would just aggress.
Yep. 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 I think your thought process is valid. I'm not gonna sit here and say no. Your thought process is wrong. Very. Very valid. Okay. But I'm gonna ask you a few questions to open up your mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Are you in a position to trade in this smoke or outside the smoke when they have full control of the
Only
site?
out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Simple, right?
Well, yeah, yeah.
Well, what? Because
As in, okay,
Because why would I trade like this, where I have to wait for this guy to die, when I could just hold and not even trade? I just kill him. Maybe I
yeah,
should
it's a
put it.
good point.
Maybe
It
I
is
should
a
have
good
put it in
point.
that way. Not like what's more better trading, but like if you are out here, you don't even need a trade.
It's quicker
You
anyway.
can just
Yeah,
kill
yeah,
them, and it's quicker
yeah, yeah.
if you need to trade. Right? Let's say you're out here, and then whatever. Okay, we can theory craft all day, but okay, that's the first question. Now the second question is, if you were a duelist and it was the same thing, same setup, same scenario where three of you guys come out, wouldn't you want the whole team to be out to cover everything rather than one guy just sitting in a smoke, AFK?
Yeah, I mean, like technically, it kind of doesn't make sense because like
Right.
as in like because if I'm out, I don't even need to give the opportunity to trade because I can kill to begin
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
Whereas like
that's
my play is like kind
mhm,
of just like they're getting +1 when you can just
right.
make it 0 or
Yeah.
like -1 if that makes sense.
I
So
can
I
ask you
mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
so many questions with this. Like, what is more of value? Coming out with the team, holding something with them, or just sitting here in the smoke getting ready to trade? It's obviously the latter.
Yeah.
Like we know it's this one where we're coming out holding together in unison. And when we watch VCT, we always got to kind of stem back there. I'm not saying we're pros, but there's a reason they do things together in that way every time. I never ever seen in a VCT game where they entry, smokes are being thrown down, one guy's just AFK holding nothing, just dup, 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 unless he's lurking. That's like the only time really. Okay. Even if you were to watch flank, they tend to go with the team, secure the site, then they come back, right?
Yeah.
So that's that. I feel like this option is better because as well, we can hold multiple angles at the same time, if that makes sense. 3 people coming out, one guy's gonna be out here, one guy, 2 people pushing here, and then one guy's holding here, 4 people. Does that make sense? Like it's like a
Yeah.
unit. It's like one person. It feels like, you know. And then obviously, however it trades out, it's theorycraft at that point. But um, to me, this was a bit silly. I'm not saying that you
Yeah, I
actively.
think like it doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
I'm not
Well,
saying.
I mean, no,
Yeah,
it's like no, it makes sense, but not. It's not high. It's not high enough payoff. That
right,
makes
right.
sense. Like,
And
yeah,
we can always kind of put it back to value. Yes, your point is valid. It's not invalid at all. I agree with what you're saying. That makes sense logically to me. But the action, or the options we have, this is not as much value
yeah,
as other ones. Does that make sense? Like how we explained on
I agree. I
the
agree.
other notes, right?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
you're like the K1. Remember, you're like, okay, yeah, right. It makes sense, right? Like we're always needing or wanting to choose the best option possible. Like I told you, how the highest level players always are going to try to get maximum value, and obviously that example was with utility, but in this example is more maximum value in terms of team coordination, helping them, right? Does that make sense? So,
yeah, yeah. I
that's how
agree.
I look at it. And I'm not saying what you did was completely bad, but it's just a little silly because they're out, and it's not even like there's no smokes. Everything was smoke. You threw them down. You threw 2 down, and they had
Yeah,
full control. It wasn't like also as well where they come out and people are instantly dying. Then I can kind of see what you're saying. Like, oh fuck, I was kind of scared, right? Even then, you should probably start coming out of trade, right? Because your whole team's dying. But
yeah,
when I saw the map, when I saw your POV, you sat here seeing 3 people just going like this, doing their job, and you're just here like this, licking a wall, right? And so,
yeah, yeah.
me,
I thought the thing is, I felt they were gonna go out, but they just didn't like
sure,
execute on
like
us.
the
I don't know
enemies, right?
why.
Yeah, and this might tie with awareness as well, and not POV awareness, but it needs to be your mini map awareness. If you want to play in the smoke, okay, for example, and this I've done this too. I bait because I'm a smoke, so I'm not gonna fucking go out first. I wait for the duelist. I kind of soft bait
Yeah,
them,
yeah, of
so they
course.
go out.
Yeah,
While you're in the smoke, don't look at your POV. Look at the mini map. Look at what is going on, if that makes sense. And in this, we can make it more of a specific example.
Dropping
And in
smoke.
this example, when they were coming out, and let's say you're sitting here, and you looked, what would you have seen? Were they dying instantly, seeing red question marks everywhere?
no.
No. They came out full control. They started even pushing because they had so much control, no? So
Yeah, yeah,
always look at the minimap. This is something I teach all my students. Look at the minimap. Not 5 times around. You need to look at the minimap and back to your POV more than 20 times. That's me. I'm personally looking back at the minimap and my POV more than 20 times. It can go up to 50 times in a round if it's a really long round, super chaotic. And I want to be super aware of what the hell is going on because that's the type of player I am. I'm not saying I'm a pro, but I'm a type of player where I'm so fucking sensitive to the minimap. I am literally calling that there's a guy behind my teammate
Can't use
across
that.
the map. Think about that. On defense, I'm literally on C, and I'm so aware of the minimap that there's a guy, my teammate starts rotating, and I saw a red question mark. I'm like, yo, 1-1, stay. He's there. And the guy didn't even know because he wasn't looking. Do you understand?
yeah,
And there's value in that. You can see why, because I'm not only accounting for myself, but my whole teammates, the whole team as a whole. I'm accounting for space, making sure we're not going to get shit on in the slightest bit of one sliver of open space or whatever the scenario is on attack or defense. Does that make sense?
yeah.
So that's that. Any more questions? I think that was very valid
No,
with
no.
what we talked about. Okay, let's move on. I think this is a moment in time where you can learn, right? And that's all. Where you understand this ties into fundamentals, right? Fundamentals of entering and scaling. The concept of entering and scaling. I always tell my students when they're a main duelist role player, I tell them it's a team expedition. Just because you're a duelist doesn't mean you do it by yourself. They need to throw smokes down. Utility needs to go out, and they need to come out with you to trade, hold, kill, right? So it ties in with the fundamentals of entering and scaling, okay, to be efficient as possible as a team. So that's how you can look at it. All right, let's move on. Okay, 2 more notes and we're finished. Yay. Okay, 2 more notes. Game sense / mental game. Okay. The first note would like him to set up a plan called pre-round on attack. And obviously, you might be like, what the fuck? This is not game sense. But this note can tie into communication, right? Movement / positioning, whatever. It doesn't matter. It can go into any of those categories. But I put it in game sense. It could even go in the IGL category, right? Like we talked about. I put this in the the game sense category because I feel like because the definition. I don't know if you know the real definition. A lot of people get the definition of game sense wrong. The definition of game sense means your understanding of the game. Okay, whether that's map knowledge, how to take fights, aiming, mechanic, whatever it is. Okay, how to rotate, how to set plans, how to control space, how to throw smokes down, timing, what anticipate. That's all. It all is under game sense. Your understanding of the game. And to me, a player that has high game sense will really 80-90% of the time set a plan on attack. Okay, and obviously we can set plans on defense too, but on attack it's more crucial because we got to be more coordinated. If I were to ask you what's harder side, attack or defense, what would you say?
Definitely attack.
Definitely attack, right? The language is definitely, you know it wholeheartedly. I know it. I knew it before I actively thought about that. If somebody asked me, I already knew attack was super hard. Most new players do. They're like, why is attack so hard? They don't even know, but they're like, why is it so hard? Defense is so easy for me. Okay, and there's reasons. It's because attack requires full team cooperation, synergy to really make it work. If 2 people are doing it, it's not gonna work. You're gonna die. Okay, and I always ask my student, have you not seen one guy on defense kill the whole team on one spot? It's because defense is easy. You know where they can come from, right? Where can they come from on B? Well, minus the side
Right
parts.
there.
Right here, one entry point. A, where can they come from? Well, minus the side points for now. A main, C, same thing. Okay, C main. That's it. And then obviously it gets a little bit more complicated with the parts of the map knowledge where they can open the door and stuff. But we're gonna rule that out. Okay, on attack, when we go in, where are they gonna be? Where do we think they're gonna
Well,
be?
there's three. Well, there's three like entrances, but then
Right,
all oversight like
right.
spots,
Exact, bro. There's a fucking crossfire here, over here, under
Yeah.
here, off angle here. Off. There's fucking 50
Yeah.
off angles in this one spot.
and then smokes and utility.
Smokes, utility. Now there's 3, bro. Right? It's super hard as an attacker. There needs to be coordination. Flashes need to be thrown. Smokes need to be going down. Certain dogs, drones need to be going down, and that's why that role became really popular 3 years ago. I don't know about you, but NA, it used to always be 3 duelists, 1 sentinel, and 1 smokes. There was never an initiator player for the first 2 years of the game being out. I'm not joking. This is real, subjective. Okay. Obviously now, what do they say? We need an initiator. We need one, right? You hear that all the time. We need one.
Sometimes
What
two.
the right? What the fuck? Why don't we have an initiator? Now people have realized that as the general pool of players have gone better, climb more experience, people have realized that the attacking side is so difficult without an initiator to gain us info to know if certain things are not there or open or there. You know what I mean? Because as
Yeah,
well,
of
if
course.
the general population has gone better, they're better on defense as well. Where one guy, bro, I don't know how many times I've seen this, where one guy literally kills the whole team.
I mean, even I got off 4v1 this game.
That's what I'm saying. Right? It's so easy to do that on defense, but it's really hard on attack. Much harder,
Yeah.
at least. Maybe not really hard. So that's why, in my mind, really strong game sense player are gonna develop these plans so that it gives them a big percentage or a high percentage to win the round. And we can get into some example. I mean, we'll talk about this now. Okay. Remember when I asked you, do you know your? Oh, actually, I don't know if I asked you in the beginning. I think you, yeah. Do you know your your 6 attacking concepts that pros use, the average noobs use, everybody uses on the daily more than fucking a billion times a day. Okay, that's over exaggeration, but get my point. Do you know your 6 basic concepts? It's okay if you don't know. I will teach you.
Okay.
Try to name them.
Um,
I think we did go
I
through them
guess
a little bit.
default. Are you on about like yeah,
Good. Default's one. Perfect.
like hit,
Running
like
it
just a
down.
straight hit.
Rush, right? Counter strike. Rush A, rush B.
Um,
Yep. Execute. I like to call them
like
execute.
a
That's two. We
like
got
a
two.
fake,
Fake. Perfect. Three. Got three more.
double fake. Does that count?
Nah, I'll just put that into fake. That's
Okay,
just like
yeah.
a like advanced fake, right? Think about some.
Like a split.
No, I kind of put that in running it down, right? Because
Oh, it's like kind of a hit.
it's just you run it down and C split, guys. Like rush C, C split, or whatever the site and map is, right?
Hmm.
So we got three.
Like a contact. Does that
Yes,
count?
perfect. Contact. That is one concept as well. I'll break these
So
down
it's
further. So we
4.
got two more. Think about
Oh,
one that's similar to fake, but it's also a misdirection concept that requires more conditioning than a fake, as in conditioning the enemies to use it. Because fakes, you need to condition to them to some degree. Yes, you can call a fake on the first round, and it will work a lot of the times, but this concept won't necessarily work unless you've ran it down and run fakes a lot. Starts with an R. I don't want to help you.
oh, fuck.
Yeah.
No.
No. I don't consider that an attacking
I have
concept.
no idea. I have no idea.
Rehits, right?
Oh yeah, like a reheat.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. And then the last one.
Fuck.
I'll try to help you with this, which I don't want to, but it starts
Yeah.
with an L. Attack. What do we do on attack? Defense, we flank. Attack, we. It's the same. Same thing as
Right.
flanking and taking space. What's the same thing as a defender taking space and walking down and flanking? What's the opposite of that on attack?
Same thing as.
Yeah. Try to think about it. They're correlated. They're connected. I'll try to help you out further. Sentinels usually do this by themselves.
Oh, lurk.
Perfect. Lurk
Yeah.
/ inserting a lurk. Whether you lurk
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
a teammate's lurk,
Yeah.
or you insert a teammate or yourself. Does that make sense? And so we'll break this down
Yeah.
further. Rush, self-explanatory. We don't need to break it down. Okay, run it down. Okay, execute. Default is to. Maybe I should ask you. What is default?
Like on this map, maybe like a 3-1-1
Just in general.
sort of thing.
In general, it doesn't need to be specific. I'll give you the
You
general
like
concept.
you like split the map and
Yep.
try and like control
Good.
some space and take some space, basically.
Yep. I'll give you a better definition, okay? Generally, default, we split up across the map to control, right? Play for pick to control space, play for kills, play for picks, okay? Then
Yeah.
sorry, to play for picks and also gather crucial pieces of information like where the sentinel is playing, that's usually the main piece of information we need to know, or where initiator is, or where it's stacked, right? Then to group up together after we've gathered that information, got a kill, whatever the scenario is, or have controlled certain space, to group up and then to hit something together. Right? Is that correct? Tell me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
That's
No.
generally what default is, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What is contacting?
When you like don't show any presence, it's kind of like a very slow hit.
Yeah.
I mean, you could split up, but usually
Yeah.
it's like a 4-1.
Okay. I like your definition. It's pretty good. I'll give it like a 0.75 out of 1. I'll give you a better definition. Contacting is a add-on concept. Yes, there are times we call a 5-man contact, but it's actually added on to other concepts. For example, guys, we're gonna fake A. I want Fade and Jet. We're gonna fake here. Clove is gonna be here to smoke stairs for them, and then Cypher, Reyna, you guys are gonna contact up. You see what I did there? Where they're gonna, because at our level, they're gonna understand what contact means. If you tell a plat player what's contact, they probably won't know. But us, Immortal players, if we say, yo, contact up, they obviously and automatically understand that we need to kind of play it slow, not make any noise, and be silent. Like, walk up together, right? Does that make sense? So,
Yeah.
to me, that's how I look at it, where contact is a add-on thing. And you can and it's a very creative concept. It's one of the more creative ones where you can add it on. Guys, it's default. One guy's gonna contact up. Guys, it's rehit, but we're gonna contact with the rehit on both when we go up and when we fall back and when we go back. We can contact 3 times. No, so it's an add-on. Guys, fake. We're gonna start A, go C, 3 people contact up C. We're gonna sell the fake over here. You see how it works like that? And obviously there are times where 4-man contact, 5-man contact, that is very viable too. I've done that a lot as well. But I think it's used more often as an add-on than a singular
Yeah,
concept on attack.
I agree.
That's
Yeah,
how I
yeah.
look at it. I could be wrong, but maybe I'm dumb.
No, no, I agree.
But that's that. So we did the rush, default, contact. What is fake? Super easy. I know if you got it, you answered it. I already know you know what it is. So what is fakes to you?
Yeah, like selling an idea of going to one site and then
Good.
having the others like go to the other.
Right. Whether we tell them to contact or it's a singular lurk, right? Just a cipher and we 4-man fake it, whatever the scenario is. I look at it as it's also another misdirection concept. We want to pull them to A, sell A, like you said, so that way we can go to C with the least resistance. Right? Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
fakes and rehits are a little bit unique because most of the time they require conditioning, if that makes sense. Because you got to run it down and then force them to start adjusting to what you guys are doing, which is run it down and fast rotate. And then once we've figured that out, wait, guys, they're just fucking immediately running and stacking A when we start here. Let's run a fake, right? It requires some of that conditioning involved, no? So
Yeah, yeah.
that's how I look at it. Okay, you pretty much got it pretty spot on. I just wanted to add on that where we'll take your knowledge to the next level if you think about it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you could also use a fake with inserting lurks or doing a contact as well or whatever. So, or you can even start as a default, then you start faking A, then go C. Do you see how advanced that is? We put 3 concepts together, and maybe we can even add it with a contact. Default, guys. Okay, now we're gonna 3 people group up, start A, make a bunch of fucking noise. Okay, and then we're gonna 2-man contact C or insert a lurk, whatever you choose. You can be really creative. That's the beauty with these concepts. You can put them together, and that's what the pros do. That's what people don't understand. People think pros are just these god mode, untouchable people, brain people. No, they use these 6 concepts, but there's a lot involved with conditioning, understanding their enemy individually as a whole, using tendencies and frequencies, being creative, stuff like that. Okay, so running it down, defaulting, contact, fakes. Okay, let's go through rehit. What is rehit to you? Super simple. I feel it should be for you.
So you start a play off, let's say like going A. You can
Yep.
even do it as 5.
I agree.
And like A is a good example because like the defenders fight the space.
Right.
Um, so you made presence in an
Mhm.
area, and then you
Mhm.
kind of just play silent, cut noise,
Yep.
and then when maybe they have then left the area because they think you're like rotating,
Mhm.
you like
Come
re-hit the
back.
area,
Perfect. Good.
and
Definition's good.
yeah, and
Okay, I'll make it even more.
Thrifty.
I'll make it even more advanced for you. Okay.
I reckon I'll take a kip after this.
Just how you said
I've
that.
earned
Okay,
it.
so there's a few things. So the first thing is, you know how you said we can silently walk off? Oh, actually, before we say that, talk about that, I should say, rehit is also another misdirection concept, like I told you, but it requires more conditioning than a fake. And usually, a rehit starts being used after you've shown fakes. You're not gonna run it down and run a rehit. Sometimes, like 20, 30%, but I look at it where it's like the progression of concept usage is usually running it down. Okay, then we run fakes, and then like it'll either be default, depends on the scenario, default, then rehitting, right? And then
mm,
obviously contact and inserting lurks are incorporated into all those. But
makes sense.
rehit as well, on top of that, you don't have to silently walk off. We can, with conditioning, for example, I'll give you an example I use all the time. Okay, let's say it's 4 rounds. Okay, the first 4 rounds, we ran it down on A. Okay, we absolutely stomped them and won. It's 4-0 for us. The 5th round, and let's say after that 4th round, we identified what their adjustment was. They started fast rotating. We know that without a doubt. We're not guessing. We know. When we were on the 4th round and on site, there was fucking 4 there. Now we know what their strategy is. So on the 5th round, we're like, guys, let's fake. They're fast rotating. They're aggressive. We can fake A and go C. I want 2 people to sell it, fade in a jet. One guy will hold mid, Clove will smoke stairs, and then run back off to C, and then Cypher and Reno will go C. Right? Let's say we did that for another 2 rounds and it worked, or we lost. It doesn't matter if we won or lost. Okay, just the conditioning part. Okay? Then now, or let's say we won, it's 6-0. Okay? And then now we're like, wait, we want to get ahead of their adjustment, and we go, guys, Let's run a rehit. We're gonna sell A, fall off, but then re-hit A. And this will take a little bit of a brain work here, okay? So bear with me. It's all gonna make sense. So let's say on the 7th round, it's 6-0. We've decided to re-hit, right? Off the conditioning. We start here, freeze. Let's say there's 4 of us here, okay? 5 of us here. What are the enemies going to start believing? Off what we have seen off the 6 rounds in these examples.
Well, yeah, if you're hitting and it's been working,
Yep.
they're gonna like fast rotate, like you say.
Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. They're gonna lean. I
yeah.
like to use lean, not like a full get on site stack, but lean. They're gonna make their way towards A very quickly, right? And then
Yeah.
maybe leave an anchor on C. That's generally what they do on our elo, and they'll probably have a chip B or
Yeah,
whatever. We can theory craft all day about that. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. So you are correct. They're gonna start leaning, okay? And so we obviously as a team know that, and we start controlling here a little bit, right? Shoot around, fuck around, throw smokes down a little bit, make
Yeah.
noise. We gotta sell it, right? We're not gonna immediately leave. It's not gonna work. Because if we do, the guys that are in rotation, they're gonna get the communication
Yeah,
that
they're
they've
just gonna
left,
rotate
and then
back.
they're gonna go back,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna work, right? I'm glad you understand that. You'll be surprised how many people don't understand that. Okay, so now we fucked around, made a lot of noise. We get them to lean and stay A, and then we can stomp our feet and start running off, freeze. Let's say we get to mid, and maybe even they start taking space because they thought we were A, and then they start trying to flank, and then we take contact here, and so we freeze it here. There's 5 of us here. They have information. We're rotating. Okay, we freeze and put ourselves in their position. Now what will they believe?
That you're fucking it off to C.
Right.
Or B,
and
maybe.
we ran a fake, so won't that confirm to them, yo, it's a fake, it's a fake, right? They're like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god, it's a fake again. We ran it in the last 2 rounds, right? In the example.
Yeah.
So then what did they start doing? In terms of
Leaning
positioning?
more towards C.
Right.
Or
They start
maybe B.
leaning towards C or absolutely giving A up, and all 4 of them start going C, right? And then and we freeze that moment in time. What do we start doing? Maybe this guy goes away and we should start walking back or running back. I mean, usually on the rehit on the last part where you go back, it's usually a walk off, right? A walk back. And then if we freeze it, what's happening? They are believing it's a fake because we conditioned them to, but we're re-hitting A and we get on the site for free. You don't know how many times I've called this off conditioning. Like, I'm like, is anybody there? Because I'm the lurker. And then 4 of my teammates go up. It's free, absolutely free, and they're all stacking C, and they get caught with their pants down, right? Does that make sense? And we can take it a step further with the same example. Let's say at the port where we fuck around, made noise, we lean them over here, we smoke, and then we stomp our feet, take contact here, nobody dies, he just gathered information, or we may even kill him, whatever the scenario, it doesn't matter, okay? I take it a step further. This is super fucking big brain, where I will tell one guy, whether that's a duelist, generally it's me that does it because nobody can do it like me. Okay, I will generally tell one guy to come here. So me, I'll come here. My team starts walking, right, and we freeze, like off the contact we said on mid when I showed you the defensive POV. They are going C, booking it from A. I come here, clear, obviously vigilantly. Take the orb if it's there and start shooting around with 2 guns. I take a classic out and my gun. Even though it's kind of seems silly, bro, you don't know how many times I've done this, and they're frozen here. And I stay here until my teammates are literally here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to ping. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Right
Yeah,
here.
I see it. Yeah.
Right here. And then I tell them, you guys have it? They're like, yes. I just start fucking running off, and I can confirm to them as well when I'm here by myself that there's 3. Yo, it's 3, because they'll smoke and they'll start spamming it, and I make throw a piece of utility, whatever it is. Okay, it depends on what agent I am, and I'll make a lot of noise, and I'll kind of even sometimes like I really want to sell it because I tried it before and it didn't work. I'll like come here, I'll be in the smoke, and I'll make a lot of fucking noise. And what does that make them believe in their POV if we freeze it? While these guys are walking up on the hit, they absolutely believe it's a fake. It's confirmed that we're C. They're frozen here for like an extra 10 seconds. Where if I didn't do that, they're here, there's no noise for 3 seconds, they immediately start running, and we might be here when they're rotating back, instead of we're on site when they're rotating back. You see the difference there? So
Mm-hmm.
that's something you can add to this rehit. It's super complicated. It takes a lot of experience to start doing that. Okay, but I really believe you can do it. I really see it. I don't think you're a moron. Okay, so um, and I'm sorry it was extensive, but that's how I look at rehits. It's super, super, super strong if you make it that way, off understanding what the enemies have seen before in the rounds prior about you guys, using tendencies and frequencies, right? Um, and then also adding those small details, as you know, making them confirm we're going C, but we're not. You see that fucking big brain there? So that
Yeah.
and trust me, a lot of people argue, wait, how will one guy? Doesn't matter. Okay, people don't think 3, 4 steps ahead. They're only thinking that we're running that fake like we did prior. So when we make this noise, it confirms their belief that sight guy might even be like, yo, they're front C now, they're front C, and then they start immediately leaning heavy, they drop everything they do and start rotating over, and then we're just walking up like ninjas, and it's a free sight, least resistance, or at least it's one guy, 2 people max. And a lot of times, if you do this properly, it's never 2 people in my experience. It's always one guy maximum. A lot of the times free. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Um,
Makes sense.
and that's that. So, and then the last one is lurking, inserting lurk. I'll just ask you, I'll just tell you. Okay, the main reasons we'll tend to lurk or insert a lurk is to gather information, cause chaos, and create timings. Okay, you can lurk up using team contact. 4 people start A, they're gonna start leaning, and then you lurk up. It's just a simple example, it's not a specific one. We just start lurking up, and then we create a timing, right? Because we're in, not dead, in behind enemy lines, and then we cause chaos. Imagine if you're here, you hear, they're rotating, you kill this guy, and then they start communicating. You put yourself in their shoes, freeze, you kill this guy. What will he say? You kill this guy running to A. You kill this guy. What will he communicate? What would you say if you're rotating to A and a lurker killed you here?
Bro, I'll just be fucking pissed, to be honest.
Sure, but I'll tell you. Let's say I'm a Cypher and I kill this guy. This guy would and we're assuming they're high level players, so they're always gonna be really on top of their communication. He would say, "Cypher, Heaven on B. He killed me. There's a lurker. He's up." Right? And then what will start happening to the teammates? They'll start panicking
Start
to
leaving.
start
Yeah.
looking for this guy, right? But this guy's big brained like me, and he comes over here and he kills this guy. And then this guy calls, yo, he's C link now. Now I reposition to breakable, and the A players start coming, I kill this guy. And then my team might be rotating C. Whatever the scenarios, we're kind of theory crafting.
Yeah.
But does that make sense? You can cause a lot of chaos if you can put yourself in their shoes by what they're
Yeah.
communicating. That's the simple tip that I teach everybody. If you kill somebody, always put yourself in their shoes. What does he see? What does he know? Who killed him? And if you freeze yourself, and it can't be 5 seconds you're thinking about, it needs to be milliseconds. When you kill this guy, it's like, fuck, he knows I'm here. I need to reposition myself to throw them off. Does that make sense? You kill this guy, oh, he knows
Yeah.
there, I'm trying to go that way now. I'm going to go back and then wrap back around. They're looking for me here, and then they're just here like, oh my god, where's the Cypher? You come here, you just kill this guy. Bro, you don't know how many times I've done that. I'm like a fucking ghost. These guys cannot look for me. Okay? And also, when you lurk, it becomes a double-edged sword for the defenders. Okay? Why? I'll explain it. If this guy lurked up and they know it, okay, what do they have to do to kind of deal with this guy?
Well,
What options do
did
they have?
they either util or they just have to try and fight him?
Right. Is it one guy gonna run this guy down when this lurker has a really good positioning and this guy knows?
Not likely.
No.
Well, he might
What
die
will
if
he
he does
say?
it.
He'll be like, guys, let's kill this guy.
Help.
Let's kill mid.
Yeah.
2, 3 people, right? We gotta expend people.
Yeah.
And just like you said, you answered it correctly. We have to use utility as well. Does that make sense? We gotta use a flash to come kill him, or a dog or a dart to clear this
Yeah,
area.
like drone. Yeah.
Right. And the other option, so that's the first option. They can use utility plus people to come and kill you, which is that a heavy amount of resources to look for one guy lurker?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second option they can do is leave you there. And is that an advantage to the lurker or the defenders? Do the defenders want to leave a lurk in mid? No.
I hope not.
Yeah. If you do, you're sick on the head because you're going to get shot in the back of the head, right? And nobody likes
Yeah.
getting shot in the back of the head. So, I used to ask that question. It used to be a little joke. I said, "Do you like getting shot in the head?" And then everyone said no. We'd all laugh about it, like all the students every time I asked it. But nobody does. So you see how it's a double-edged sword. We have to either expend utility resources to go and kill him, or leave him alone where he can do whatever the fuck he wants, cause chaos, gather information, right? So that's why it's really crucial. You can start lurking and get really good at it, or you insert people to do it. Me, I'm lucky where I started this game in the beginning, where in episode 1, okay, I was a Cypher main for the first 6 months, so I was always constantly, you can see where I can got that skill from. I was constantly lurking, getting better at it, learning about timings, knifing people in the back because it got better like that. But people were so bad where 4 people, this is a simple example, 4 people would start A and they would fucking full rotate A. No worry about anything. They didn't care. They would just run, did not care. They would even run through mid like this with their knife out. And I would just be like this. I see my team take contact, and I would immediately just go like this. I would just be clearing corners with my knife. I'm not joking. I wish I had clips to show you. I would literally be like this, and I'm in their spawn within 3 seconds, 4 seconds of the round. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
People didn't even hold mid down back then. Now, people are so aware. How common is a mid-late lurk now?
Bro, I like
Bro.
when I go through breakable, my
Yeah.
gun is out 100% of the time.
Right, because you know and you anticipate that because it's common. Back in the day, it was not. But obviously, people have gained more experience, learned, got better, where now they look for that and people do it because they started understanding how important timing is, how strong lurking is, how much chaos it can control and information I can gather. Right? Even if I come up here and I don't kill anybody, but I hear 4 people running in spawn to A and my teammates are not up on A, they're rubble. I'm like, leave, hello, go see, right? It's just no brainer.
Yeah.
It's a free site, right? So I'm not joking. I literally, I have a knife montage. I wish I have it actually. I can show it to you on my TikTok. It's really old. It's 3 years old. I knifed people, 3 people a game. That's how good I was with lurking, timing, understanding, using the information, team contact to take that timing. Because I was just Cypher. That's all I did. Sit mid, team takes contact, lurk, take a timing, kill 3 people, tell my team to rotate if they need to. If not, just keep going and pushing and causing chaos. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah.
it's really important that you kind of develop the skill. Would not tell you to be shy about it. And then, so a little bit of a hidden note. Even though we're talking about attacking concepts, defensively, like I asked you, um, flanking and taking space is actually the opposite. It's tied together. If you get good at lurking, you'll get good at understanding taking space and flanking. If you get good at taking space and flanking, you'll automatically get good at lurking. And I'll ask why. Why do you think that is? It's okay if you don't know.
Because
Just try to think about it.
hmm.
It's very interesting, isn't it? I will
Because
tell.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
you it's like you because when you start doing it,
Mhm.
they'll start like countering it if that makes sense. Like
Not necessarily. I'll help you. Okay, I'll just tell you. When we take space and walk down, right? What are we doing when we take space? We're actively clearing corners, making sure, right?
yeah.
Gathering information, causing chaos as well when we kill them, right? We make it, and then we kill them. We cause chaos. No, we add pressure. Attack is the same thing. When we lurk by ourselves, what are we doing? Not clearing any corners. We're literally clearing everything. It's the
Yeah.
same things you are clearing, but it's flipped to the opposite side. Does that make sense? If I were to lurk up
Yeah,
A,
yeah.
I gotta clear rubble. I gotta clear breakable. Same thing if I'm on defense and I want to take space, and they started here but they ran off, and I want to take space now. I gotta clear here. Let's say it's not broken. Gotta clear here, right? I gotta make sure it's the same pathing. Does that make sense? And so it's
Yeah, yeah,
tied
yeah.
together in that sense. And a lot of people think lurking is a defensive thing. No, and that's why you got to differentiate both. Even though it's kind of the same thing. Defense, it's either flank or take space. On attack, it's lurking. Okay, does that make sense? So
Yeah, yeah.
um, and trust me, if you really focus on this and improve on one side, you will automatically understand the other side better because generally you know where people are. You're taking space, but you now are experienced with fighting the lurker. You know how they like to lurk. We can go on all day about it. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah.
that's that. Okay. Any questions with this note?
No.
Okay, that's it. That's all your notes. And I think we had a very good conversation. I feel like a lot of your thought processes are quite valid, but it's not about being valid, it's about value. maximizing ourselves in terms of decision making, right? To be elite, to be separated from everybody else. Even though you're immortal, okay, the average immortal player is really bad in my eyes. Okay, that's my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but through my experience of playing this game for 5 years, they're terrible. Okay, so if you really want to be radiant, like you said, which is your goal, right? You gotta start working on that mental edge, fundamental edge, mechanical edge. Does that make sense? It always gotta come back to your goal. Always. When you are aim training, in the range, playing games, trying to get better, you gotta think, what is this for? We're not doing it for no reason, right? It's so that way you can hit your goal. Be a radiant player. Be respected. Respect yourself. No? Imagine if a guy
I
played this
agree.
game with no purpose. What do you think is gonna happen? Do you think that guy's gonna be radiant? No,
No,
that guy's gonna be
no,
hard
no.
stuck diamond probably forever. And I have some students that are hard stuck silver for 4 years, no matter how many sessions they get with me, because they have no clear purpose and goals that they can be excited about, obsess over every day, and move forward towards. They're stuck in subjectiveness, this. They don't want it enough. Does that make sense? And so, if you
Yeah.
want it enough, you will get it. Trust me, my friend, you will. But it's just a matter, like I said in the beginning of the session, it's a matter of how you want it to be. Okay, you get to choose if you're gonna hit Radiant or not. And I told you it's not fucking easy. Through talking to a lot of people that were Radiant or try to go Radiant, or my students that try to go Radiant and they quit on me, or myself. I tried to go pro in this game at one point. Okay, a little story about myself. I was pro when I was 14 in StarCraft 2. I don't know if you know that game. Okay, I used to
Yeah,
go
yeah, of
fly
course.
out in MLG. They send me off. I was a top 200 player in NA. Okay, I was a
Oh.
grandmaster player. Okay, where they had 8 million players, I was top 200. Okay, I tried to go pro as well in Dota 2 in 2016. I spent 4 years in that. I was top 500, semi pro, was winning local lands, failed. I gave up. Tried to go pro in Valorant after that in 2022, 2023. So a couple years after, I was just working and shit. Failed at that. Okay, and I was always on and off and didn't play 5 years straight. And then I tried to go pro in Spectre Divide. I was a top 50 player. The game died. Little unfortunate. I didn't quit. Unlucky. I also tried to go pro in Mecha Break recently. I was a top 200 player with another student that I showed him the game. And we both climbed to 200. We're about to make a team. Game broke. But so I understand this process of trying to get to the highest echelons. I'm not saying I'm a pro. I'm not. I was once back in the day for StarCraft, but prior to that, not really. But I know what it that journey is and the process and what you need to start thinking about and how you need to start believing in yourself. It's really important. Okay, so, um, but I just wanted to kind of share that with you so you don't think I'm just talking shit. A lot of people think I do. I have so much more experience than most gamers. I have 20 years of experience. I'm 29. I've been gaming since I was 9 years old. 1.6 Counter Strike, Dota, All Stars, Dota 1, StarCraft, Brood War. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what it takes. It's not going to be easy. Even me when I was pro in StarCraft 2, I regret it so much where I was so good at the game. I was a meta breaking type player. I was so creative. I was so prodigy. Like I was developing metas. Think about that. People were copying what I was doing. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I regret that so much because I wish I just stuck with it and kind of just stayed with it. But the mental aspect is what made me fail. I gave up. I felt like it was too hard. Self doubt. I didn't have a clear goal. I didn't obsess over it like I should have, right? Even though I got to that level by just playing, right? But I was just mechanically gifted. So, with that being said, before you go, let's just talk about your range, your routine, real quick. So, what are you kind of doing in the range, um, and also aim training? Be a little bit specific.
So it depends on the day, and it depends like what I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
But like recently, I've been doing a lot heavier DM. Like I've
Good.
been prioritizing like DM because I've noticed that. Well, I was working on like technically contacting, but I tried to DM just like run around a lot and just like take a
Shoot
lot of
people.
fights,
Yeah.
and just like and that kind of thing. So
Yep.
that kind of thing. I was very heavy on like Before that, I was like very heavy on flicking. I was doing like a lot more in like aim labs than
Okay.
Kovacs, just like a
Do you
very
have
like flick
Kovacs?
heavy. Yeah, I got Kovacs, yeah.
Okay. So how much
And
time
yeah,
would
just
you
like
say you kind of spend in aim trainers, just
uh
generally?
like I'll say like let's say like aim training,
Yeah.
because like sometimes I won't play any aim trainer, but I'll just heavy DM, if that makes sense. I'll do
Right.
like an hour and a half a day of like training. Like sometimes it's like an hour
Okay.
Kovacs, like
Good.
45 minutes, and then maybe
Good.
45
Good.
minutes DM. It just
Perfect.
depends like what I'm working on.
Perfect. That's all the time you need. Okay, so
Yeah.
how I tell my students what I did to really get to Immortal 3 true skill where I was shitting on Radiant players. Okay, I was 350 RR peak. Okay, but what tell them to structure it right now, you're Immortal, so I'll be a little bit harder on you, but what I want you to do is when you're about to play or before you play, like for the warm up or whatever people call it, okay, you're gonna aim train, okay, range, DM, just do 1, 2 DMs, don't go more than that before you play whatever how long that is, then DM again. Obviously I know everybody's got responsibilities in life and not everyone can spend 10 hours a day or 5 hours, you only play 3 hours, whatever. Okay, you can kind of control that, but if you really want to take yourself to the next level, I I will send you the playlist that got me to Immortal 3. It's called Pure G Training on Kovacs. And I'll also, along with that, show you two videos. You can skim through them. You don't have to watch all of it. Just skim through it on each exercise, on which one you're struggling with or whatever. You can watch all of it if you want. I would recommend that. But uh, where I show two students how to properly use that playlist, how to do it properly, because it's one thing to go through the motions of a playlist, right? And it's another to properly do it where it's going to improve your aim. Because I have a lot of students where they go through it, but it's not working because they're not focusing on the right things in the aim trainer, right? In terms of mouse
Yeah.
control, precision, smoothness, in terms of straight lines, stuff like that, right? So I'll send you that playlist, send you the two videos, okay? I'll also send you a range. I don't think I need to give you the basic one, so I'll give you the second part, the advanced one, because you're Immortal. I think your aim is quite good. You don't have to do it. I would recommend you do it because I talk about some really advanced stuff where you can start getting magnetic aim, calm aim, instant deletions, no matter how they pick you where they are type aim, which I developed in my peak episode 5 6. I lost it now because I don't do it. I'm washed, I'm old, you know. So I'll send you the playlist, the two videos, the range stuff. It's like a 15-minute video. Watch it, and then um, what I also recommend is do as many DMs as you can. I understand not a lot of people have time, so that's whatever. You get to kind of do that, but obviously more is better. Daniel, the pro guy, okay, in the interview, I asked him about his progress to going to Radiant, and he said that he was stuck for so long that he started questioning himself: Am I doing enough? And he was doing 8 DMs a day plus 2-3 hours of VOD study of himself, plus 2 hours of aim training, and another hour of rank. Obviously, he was a full time trying to go pro, so he had like 15 hours right a day, so it's a little
Yeah.
different. But he was doing 8 DMs a day, and he asked himself, "Am I doing enough?" And the answer always to him was no. And he started doing 20 DMs, right? And that's like a little absurd. Like, what the fuck, right? Even when I heard that, I was like, holy shit. I usually tell my students 10 is like, pretty high. He's like 20, but that's why he made it and I didn't. And so, um, obviously, more is best. But what I'm trying to say is always ask yourself, am I doing enough? And 99.9% of the time, anybody I know without a doubt, when they ask themselves that question, whether that's in real life, work, business, getting girls, making money, Valorant, any game, traditional sports, it's a no. Even at the top, I've noticed the pros, they always say, no, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad. Even traditional sports, when they win a championship, like, yeah, I just keep want to get better. MMA fighters, I want to get improve and get. You're like, what the fuck? You just won a championship. What the fuck? They say that because they want to constantly be at the top. It's one thing to get there to the top, right? It's another to maintain it. It's a complete different story. So, um, I just wanted to share that with you with a little bit of a mental tip there too. Always ask
Hmm.
yourself, am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? And the answer will be no. I know hands down. Even me, when I ask myself, am I making enough content? No. Am I coaching well enough? No. We can relate it to anything. Even when I work out, I use it now after I interviewed him. It's such great advice. It makes me do more, exceed my
Hmm.
limits. And so that's how I'd like you to look at training. And as well, another. Do you work out at all? The gym,
Yeah, yeah.
weightlifting. Good. So then you will
Yeah,
understand
weightlifting,
this
yeah.
concept. I don't know how fit you are. I'm an athlete my whole life. I've hit the gym a lot to play American football. Okay. Progressive overload. You know what this definition is, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
It's the main fundamental mechanic of bodybuilding, like getting fucking Mr. Olympia. With no progressive
Yeah,
overload, there's no Mr. Olympia. Right? I don't even need to explain it. It seems like you understand. It's
yeah, yeah.
constantly make sure the intensity is going up. That's my definition of it. It doesn't necessarily mean time. It just means pushing yourself to go faster, faster. Need to be precise, more precise. Instant kill, instant kill. And if we were to relate it to Valorant, okay, and then also you incorporate that to your aim training, because aiming, is it a mental thing or a physical thing? It's both, but it relies 80%, 90% on physical. It's your arm, your wrists, your
Yeah.
fingers, your forearms, your biceps, your triceps, your neck muscles, your lats, your delts, right? Your shoulders. So to get better aim, it's physical. So if we were to get better aim and it's physical, we need to add progressive overload. Just how we get deezed. You're a runner, so you'll understand cardio. Do you just run 8 miles from the start? No, you build it up with
I fucking
progressive.
wish.
Right. You build it up with that'll be some godlike genetics. Some people are like that, but you build it up. Today I'm gonna run for 10 minutes. Tomorrow it's gonna be 12, and you build it up in a mile, and then 2 miles. Right. You understand that? So add that mental that so that's a benefit that you already understand that to the T, mechanically, fundamentally. Add it to your aim training. Okay? And that's that, bro. Really good session today. I will send you the notes. I will send you the VOD. I will send you the aim playlist. I will send you the 2 videos for it. And then I will send you the aim training stuff, the range stuff, sorry. And that's it. You're good to go. Really good stuff
Bro,
today.
thank you so much, bro.
Before you
It
go,
was really good.
last question, or not last question, but last thing I'm going to say is, in the beginning of the session, I asked you what is your goal? What did you tell me? Radiant?
To get
Maybe
radiant.
maybe not pro, but to maybe be a content creator down the line, right? And you're not far. I really
Yeah.
believe that. And you have a lot of potential with our conversation today. You're quite smart, okay? And this is a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer it. But when I used to, I would and I'll ask it first, but what I want to ask you is, how badly is it you want it? Your goal. What are you willing to sacrifice? Okay, don't answer it. Just ask yourself that. Okay, now every day when you wake up. Okay, and when I used to ask my students this, only a few would say anything. My life, lose my girlfriend, lose my family. Obviously, don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. But have that mental that it's all in. Because as a coach, as a man, you're not a boy. I expect you to hit your goal now. It's a commitment, if that makes sense. No? It's a
Mhm.
big goal. It's not easy at all. And so that's why I tell you and my students, always ask yourself, how badly do I want it? Sit there at night, in the morning. How badly do I want it? What am I willing to sacrifice? It's always got to come back to your goal. And if you do that, you will hit your goal because you won't lose sight like I did and feel the regrets I do because I was there. I never asked myself those questions and I quit, gave up so easily. And I could not continue my dream that I ever so wanted since I was 8 years old. You understand? So
Mhm.
I don't want you guys to feel the same thing because it's not a good feeling. You're gonna think about it for the rest of your life. Fuck, I said I was gonna go rating, but I didn't get it. I said I was gonna be a content creator, but I didn't. What kind of man would you be if you did that? You'd be not a loser, but people will lose respect for you. You would lose respect for yourself, no? And that's what I feel. And so that's why I tell them these things so they don't feel what I feel because it's not a good feeling. So
Mhm.
that's that. Ask yourself that every day. Those 2 questions, and then focus on improvement, stuff like that, and you're good to go. Good session today. I think that today's session was really good. Okay, you're a really
No, super
good
fire.
player,
Like super,
and
super fire. I'm just like sitting here now, like thinking like there's like so many quick things as well. Like there's like quick things to fix and then like
right.
longer term.
Yeah, and you gotta work on both. Most people only
Yeah.
focus on, I need an instant answer. It's like, bro, like, okay, like it's not like that. A lot of my students,
Yeah.
community members, like, oh, give me free coaching. I'm like, bro, it's not like that. My coaching is not gonna fix you. Like, you
Yeah.
need to focus on many, many things. Your life needs to be consistent to be good at gaming. Make your bed, brush your teeth, stuff. People don't do that shit. I don't know about you, but anyways, so um, you know,
Yeah,
that's how I look at it, though, right?
yeah, yeah.
Life, gaming, traditional sports, business, they're all the same. It's all a mental game. It's a mental game, right? So, they all tie together too. That's why they're so relatable. So many athletes play games and do business. It's because it's so relatable mentally. So that's that. Really good job today. I'm really proud of you. I think you have a lot of potential. Work hard and don't cheat yourself. Only you will know if you cheat yourself. And that's that, bro. Take care. Okay. If you have any
Alright, thank you, bro.
questions, let me know, my friend. Later,
Alright,
Chase.
thank you very much, bro.
Peace. Later. Good luck on your journey.
Peace.
Peace.